Ladies and gentlemen, it is football time in Texas.
On the Howe Enterprise Sports webcast from HoweEnterprise.com. This is Howe Bulldogs football. Howe Bulldogs football brought to you by Sonic of Howe, Scoggins Funeral Home, Howe Athletic Booster Club, TechWave, and Meacham State Farm.
Kiss him goodbye. It is touchdown time in Texas.
Also brought to you by Independent Financial, Michelle Castle Guild Mortgage, Baker Air Conditioning and Heating, GCEC, and Realty Group. Attorney Micah Belden.
Call the nurse. It's 4th down and 1. Grab the Tylenol. Here we go.
Also brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings, Corfit's Gym, Quick Check Convenience Stores, Robertson Welding Services, Hit Exteriors LLC, Goodfellas Barbershop, Buck Snort Barbecue.
Over the middle in the end zone, it's caught for a touchdown. Ryan Huff. It's touchdown time in Texas.
Also brought to you by Knight Furniture, Don's Smokehouse, Rapid Electric, 4A Automotive, Douglas Propane, and the $1 Million Athlete.
It's a Haley's Comet for the first time in his career.
Now let's open the Robertson Welding Service tailgate party and join the voice of the Howe Bulldogs, Monty Walker.
The Howe Bulldogs open district play by hosting the Dirty Birds of Pottsboro. But the Cardinals are an uncharacteristic 0-2 on the early season. The Bulldogs are coming off a devastating, heartbreaking loss to Weatherford Christian. Oftentimes, great adversity brings teams together more than great success. Only time will tell. Howe has lost 10 straight to Pottsboro, dating back to Howe's last win in 2010 at Bulldog Stadium. It's a District 5 3A Kickstarter, and it's football time in Texas.
You're listening to the Robertson Welding Service tailgate party.
Since 2011, Scoggins Funeral Home and Crematory has walked with hundreds of families through the most overwhelming time of their lives. Their job is simple: to make this season a little easier. What you can expect is a no-pressure, people-first philosophy, custom services for memorials that you'll remember forever, and reasonable pricing. Tommy and Bobby K. Scoggins have built a reputation over the past 30 years in the funeral business for making every family feel at home. Visit ScogginsFuneralHome.com or call 903-482-5225.
I'm attorney Micah Belden, an old-school black and white Howe Bulldog. In criminal defense, you need someone who fights like a bulldog. Call me now if you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas. My number is 903-744-4252. We'll set up a free consultation. You will find out that I'm rough, tough, and I can't get enough. I'm board certified in criminal law by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization, Principal Office, Sherman, Texas. Visit my website at shermancriminallawyer.com.
You're listening to the Robertson Welding Service tailgate party. Today's Senior Spotlight is brought to you by Ed Meacham State Farm. Now let's join Monty Walker with this week's seniors.
All right, our senior spotlights this week are Wesley Inge and Clay White. We'll talk to Mr. Inge first. Your senior year, has high school gone by fast or slow for you so far?
Definitely think it's gone by slower because, I'm definitely ready to graduate, and the more and more school goes on, it's like, wow, it's like a drag on. So I'm definitely ready to get out, but I'm enjoying myself, and I love being able to hang out with the friends in school. So,
when did you start playing football?
I started my 7th grade year, and then once I got to high school, I skipped freshman and then started back sophomore year. And then now I'm on varsity, so.
Yeah, you got called up on varsity, which is, that's quite an accomplishment for somebody who just played 7th grade and then started back in sophomore. That must have been a great feeling for you.
Yeah, it was, because, for JV-wise, I was kind of upset I started on JV, and I was like, dang, I feel like I put in so much work and effort. And then the third game going into Sanger, they moved me up, and they were like, okay, you're going to be coach first told me, he was like, you might not play, but do you want to get moved up? And I was like, yeah, I would love to get moved up. Like, that's something I've always wanted to do, be on varsity. And he goes, and then I actually started, like, the first play. I had the first tackle of that game, so it felt really good.
So I'm going to throw one here at you. This summer, 7-on-7, you broke your collarbone. How's that coming, and how was that time away? I think that probably was discouraging a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. It took me by, surprise. I wasn't ready for it, and having that break really screwed up a lot because I was in such a good groove. I was in great shape, but came back. I'm pushing myself, giving all my effort, and I think I'm doing pretty good. So,
tough loss last week. Sometimes adversity can bring a team together more so than success. Do you think that's happening here?
Yeah, definitely. I think that the more we lose, the more that, like, last year we had our mentality where we just gave up. This year I can sense that every single varsity player wants to get at it. And I mean, we just got to accomplish what we're trying to do. So,
what's the best part about this football team?
Honestly, the teamwork. I will go out and fight for any single one of the people on this team. Like, I love every single buddy that plays for us, and I love the effort that everybody gives. And honestly, this year and last year are just totally different, and I'm so happy to be on this football team.
Pottsboro, what are you going to see from them?
They like a lot of quick game. They like a lot of quick and go. They want to run hitches and then turn and go. And so it's going to be a lot of discipline. We got to pay attention to what's happening, and definitely going to be a game that we can win, but we have to focus.
That's senior Wesley Inge. When we come back, we'll talk to Clay White.
This is more than a bundle. This is way more than a combo deal. It's your sanctuary, your home field. It's where everything happens. This is your home, your car, your memories. And you want to be sure they're protected with home and auto insurance. As your State Farm agent, I get it. That's why I'm here to help life go right. My name is Ed Meacham, and I'm your Howe State Farm agent. Give me a call at 903-892-3923 or on the web at mredinsurance.com.
All right, we're visiting now with senior Clay White. You're the senior starter on the offensive line with a bunch of little kids. Talk about that.
Honestly, I don't see anything wrong with it. You know, we want guys who out there are going to put in the work, not just seniors, not just the oldest guys. So anybody out there who's willing to put in work is going to start.
So being a starter, does that give you confidence?
Yes. In the past, I haven't started a whole lot, or if I did, I was on JV. Getting moved up to varsity and getting a starting spot really just means a lot to me. I feel like I've put in a lot of work.
And you did put in a lot of work, and then you had an accident this summer that may set you back a little bit. Do you think you're at full strength now?
No, and I don't think I will be. I'm not lifting, and I'm not as fast as I was, but that's not something I'm going to let stop me. I've been working even harder to get back to it. So,
have you always gone to school here?
Since third grade, yes, sir.
And where were you before third grade?
I was in Sherman.
Okay, well, it's good that you got here. Do you have a favorite teacher?
Does it have to be this year?
Any year.
I have to say Miss Nail, my English teacher from my freshman year and my junior year.
And when did you start playing football?
And since as far back as I can remember, at first grade, whenever we first started pads. I never played flag football, but pads.
And who is the team clown?
Bryce Crosby.
Well, that was a quick answer.
Yeah, it doesn't take much to see that. We love him.
Do you have a favorite coach on the staff?
That's tough. Probably Coach Garrett. I love him. I feel like he helps out a lot, really shows us what we need to do. He's the coach we're looking at for signs when we're on the field. He's our O-line coach, so that's just, that's my coach.
What's it going to take to be Pottsboro?
It's going to take a lot of effort. I feel like last game we went out thinking we already had it. We can't go out with that mentality ever. So here it's not like they're that much bigger, that much faster. We just got to go out knowing that we can win and fight on every play.
Today's Senior Spotlight is brought to you by Ed Meacham State Farm. You're listening to the Robertson Welding Service Tailgate Party.
This is Coach Davey Dubose, former Bulldogs head coach and athletic director. Jody and I still love the Dogs and ask that you show your support by joining the Howe Athletic Booster Club. Their mission is the same as it was in the 90s. They support all Howe athletics, girls and boys, middle school and high school. Good luck to all the Howe teams in the coming school year.
This is Coach Jay. It's only $25 to become a member. From the alumni to the current fans and parents, we ask you to back the Dogs and become a member today. Visit Howe Athletic Booster Club on Facebook. Bulldog pride never dies.
Coach, we have a problem.
What's that?
We're cheerleaders, and we don't feel very highly motivated today.
What? I don't want to hear talk like that. You know what you girls need? You need some handmade onion rings, a burger, tots, and a shake.
That actually sounds really good.
Now are you motivated?
Yes, sir! This is how you Sonic.
It's not just good.
It's Sonic good.
Whoa, those onion rings really bring the hammer down.
You're listening to the Robertson Welding Service Tailgate Party. Today's District 5 3A Division I Roundup. is brought to you by Don's Smokehouse.
Don's Smokehouse is located in downtown Howe and is a full-service butcher shop.
Now let's join the blizzard. Blake Burnett with the District 5 3A Division 1 Roundup.
Howdy folks, welcome to the District Roundup here in District 5 and 3A Division 1. We are finally getting to district play where we will separate the men from the boys. And 4 of these 8 teams will represent this district in the playoffs this season. But first, they will have to battle it out over the next 7 weeks. The Mount Vernon Tigers are the preseason favorites and are 3-0 and ranked 7th in the state right now. And they will start off district play on the road against Emory Rains. The Emory Rains Wildcats are 1-1 so far this season. They did have 1 game canceled due to COVID. The Winsboro Raiders, who are 2-1 so far this season, will have a tough first district matchup as they are on the road at the Mineola Yellow Jackets. The Jackets are only 1-2 so far this season, but have been playing schools in Class 4A. The Bonham Warriors are 1-2 and will travel to Commerce to take on the Commerce Tigers, who are also 1-2. This is a very evenly matched game, and both of these teams will see where they stand after this game tonight. Pottsboro will come to Howe tonight and face the Bulldogs. Pottsboro is 0-2 and Howe is 0-3 so far this season. The winner of this game will finally get in the win column for the season. Should be a great night of football here tonight. We hope all the players stay healthy and everyone has safe travels home after the game. Good luck to everyone who is starting district play tonight, and have fun out there on the field. That's all we got in the District 5 3A Division 1 Roundup.
Today's District 5 3A Division 1 Roundup is brought to you by Don's Smokehouse.
Don's Smokehouse is located in downtown Howe and is a full-service butcher shop.
You're listening to the Robertson Welding Service Tailgate Party.
At Grayson Cullen Electric Cooperative, GCEC, we have been around for over 80 years and are governed by 7 principles: open and voluntary membership, democratic member control, members' economic participation, autonomy and independence, education, training, and information, cooperation among cooperatives, and concern for community. One of our communities is Howe, Texas, and GCEC is proud to support the Howe Bulldogs.
This is Michelle Castle with Guild Mortgage, welcoming you to Howe Bulldogs football. Guild has been delivering on the promise of home to hundreds of thousands of people just like you for over 60 years. With a big heart and a desire to serve, we're committed to making life better in our communities. This is where we live, and we're committed to building it with you.
Guild Mortgage is an equal housing lender company, NMLS 3274. Michelle Castle, NMLS number 231122. Branch address 714 North Travis Street, Sherman, Texas 75090. All loans subject to underwriting approval. Terms and conditions apply. Subject to change without notice.
Welcome to the Buffalo Wild Wings Coach's Corner. Now let's join Monty Walker with Howe Bulldogs head coach Bill Jaley.
Last week was a heartbreaker. Sometimes adversity can bring a team together even more so than success. Talk about, do you think that's happening?
It's happening, yeah. I mean, last week was a very tough loss for our football team. It was, the kids saw it, they felt it, and, it's kind of brought them together a little bit this week. And that was great. We saw that as a coaching staff, that they've kind of come together a little bit this week, and they were a little more up-tempo, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of practice, because I think they kind of realized that, that you just can't walk out on the field on Fridays and play. You got to, win happens Monday through Thursday. It really does. It doesn't happen on Friday. It happens Monday through Thursday. And I think they kind of hit home with them a little bit this week. So we've had a good week of practice. Still, mistakes always happen in practice, but they were learning from them and everything. So yeah, I think you're right. They kind of saw some adversity after last Thursday, and I think they're going to rise up to it.
The nameless newspaper guy was kind of tough on Monday, and he mentioned a lot of the offensive linemen, not by name, but what he failed to mention was the fact that the offensive line consists of sophomore, freshman, and 1 senior. And so I guess if you're going to grow up quickly, non-district's the place to do that.
Yeah. Our line is a lot of young players. I mean, you hit it on the nail on the head. Freshman, sophomore, 1 senior on our offensive line. And, a couple of those guys on our offensive line, 3 of those 4 sophomores, this is their first taste of varsity football. So they've really grown up a little bit. And, yeah, the mistakes they were making, penalties hurt us, holding penalties, linemen downfield,
you want those mistakes to happen in district because the same thing I've preached to the kids. It doesn't matter if we went 1-2, 3-0, 2-1 in non-district. Everybody's 0-0 right now. I mean, now's the time that the mistakes need to be eliminated, and it's time to fight for that playoff spot.
A lot was made about what Weatherford Christian did not have, the cheerleaders and that stuff. But what they did have that wasn't really mentioned enough was the players that they had on the field, because they had some talented kids and they were pretty big.
Yeah, they were. I think they had 16, 17 kids on the team. I mean, I never even looked over to count, but they were big. Their line was big, and those two running backs they had in that quarterback, they could run. I mean, they were good. Those kids are good enough to start on a lot of teams that we play. So, yeah, they were a lot quicker than we anticipated and stuff like that. I mean, you can't tell off of film what the speed's always like. But, yeah, they were a good football team. I tip my hat to Coach Cox. They played a really good game. I mean, they grinded us out offensively from our defensive standpoint. They grinded us out, but they were a good football team. I mean, I know we lost, and I feel we played good enough to win at times, and the mistakes hurt us. But I feel that's a winnable game. I'm always going to be honest. That's a winnable game for us, and losing always puts a sting in you, but that team's probably good enough to compete with a lot of teams that we played against. Whether they had 17 or 25, that team was pretty good enough to compete against a lot of the teams we play. So
yeah, time will tell. I think they'll have a pretty good year in that TAPS division. We're going to take a quick timeout and listen to Buffalo Wild Wings.
Get to B-Dubs on Thursdays for buy one, get one free boneless wings. Or as we like to say, 100% more wings. That's right. When you buy boneless wings on Thursdays, you get the same amount of wings for $0.00. Basically, the second order is 100% off. So get here for buy one, get one free boneless wings on Boneless Thursdays. Buffalo Wild Wings. Roar! Buy one, get one of equal value free. Dine in at participating locations. Takeout is limited and may vary by location. Size exclusions may apply while supplies last. Limit one offer per customer. Not valid with any other coupon.
All right, Coach, the snapshot number is coming up, and this is a pivotal time of year, I guess. Mm-hmm. We're always on the cusp. What's the enrollment number looking like?
I think the last time I checked, and please don't quote me on this because I don't ask about it all the time, I think we're around 350 to 353, and everything that I'm predicting is that we will go down, is my prediction. Predictions are predictions. You never know. You're at the mercy of the UIL. I think we will go down, and the way I'm formatting our non-district schedule is I got 2 non-district schedules put together for the next 2 years, one that if we're up and one that if we're down. But if you're asking my preference right now, I'm probably anticipating that there's a 90% chance we're going to go down.
That would be magnificent.
It would.
So let's talk about Murderers Row. We're about to enter that this week. District 5-3A, there's no cupcakes, there's no cookies. They're all tough. What do you expect to see from the next 7 weeks?
It's going to be a tough road the next 7 weeks. We play at home tomorrow night or tonight against Pottsboro, and then then we got a 3-game road stretch. Winsboro, Rains, Mineola. And then, back home against Commerce and Bonham, and then back on the road to Mount Vernon. So, yeah, it's going to be a tough road moving forward, not just playing, but travel and everything else. So, I expect our district to be very competitive this year. Everybody's pretty much good on par. I mean, some teams in our district did graduate, some seniors from last year's teams. But I think right now everybody's pretty equal. I mean, I think we're a playoff caliber team. I do. But it's going to be a tough road moving forward. Yeah, I mean, definitely you got teams like Winsboro, Mount Vernon, Mineola that are kind of going to be at the top a little bit. Pottsboro is always in the mix. Rains is always pretty competitive. So right now, I mean, from what I've seen, scores non-district wise and knowing our team, I mean, you can roll the dice. I think anybody's got a shot moving into it.
You were talking about teams that maybe lost a lot to graduation. Pottsboro is one of those. Mm-hmm. They had just a dynamic class last year, but they graduated. They've started 0-2. I don't think anybody puts too much stock into that because they're Pottsboro. But what do you see from them? They did lose a lot of talent, but what are you seeing from them?
They're another 0-2, but like you just said, don't look at it as 0-2. They played 2 really good football teams. Right. They are, in my opinion, they're not the same team they've been in the past, size, speed-wise, and, especially at the quarterback position. When Plyler graduated, that was a big weapon they had. But, they're still pretty big up front. They're always big up front on both sides of the ball. They got really good athletes at the skill positions. They may not throw it as well as they have done in the past, but they still try to sling it around the field. And the kid that's playing quarterback this year, number 2, he can still run. He's still a pretty good runner. I think he was their backup running back or running back last year. So they're still a dynamic team. They're still a good football team. Are they the same as the past? No, not in my opinion, but they are still a very good football team. Don't look at the 0-2 record, because Community and Gunner are really good football teams.
Today's Coach's Corner has been brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings. You're listening to the Robertson Welding Service Tailgate Party.
Independent Financial is proud to support Howe ISD and their hardworking students, teachers, and staff. We share your vision for a brighter tomorrow and a championship season. For every challenge, Independent Financial has you covered. Our team can suggest a wide range of financial products to make your personal banking fast and easy. Plus, we have the know-how to deliver the game-changing business banking solutions. Independent Financial, your community in your corner. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
CoreFit Gym on Hanning Street in Howe is a full gym stocked with all the cardio and weightlifting equipment you could need. They also have a couple of new tanning beds. CoreFit Gym has 4 personal trainers available and features sports performance programs for athletes. At CoreFit Gym, memberships are only $40 for the entire family or $30 per individual. CoreFit Gym is on Facebook and located at 300 Hanning Street in Howe. Call them at 469-371-0603.
You're listening to the Robertson Welding Service Tailgate Party. Today's Opposite Corner is brought to you by the $1 Million Athlete. Now let's join Monty Walker in the Opposite Corner.
We join with Cardinals head coach Matt Poe. Just when we thought we might have a normal year, both you and Howe have had to cancel games due to illness. But on the positive side, I guess, the time off has helped you better prepare for district. Is that the case?
I don't know if it's helped us prepare for district as much as it is. It's helped us allow some kids to get well, to be honest with you. They were due to illness. And we also had some injuries that needed to heal up. So, we need to play. We wanted to play, but, we just felt like it was in our best interest not to with the kids that we had injured and sick. So, but we do hope it's giving you, hopefully our kids a new fresh outlook and ready to go into district, and they're excited to play tonight.
Now, an uncharacteristic 0-2 start for the Cardinals. Not sure anybody puts much stock into feeling like the Cardinals are down by any means. You've said you've had illness and injuries, but you did graduate a very special class a year ago. Talk about that class.
We did. I mean, there were so many players to mention. I don't know that I can mention them all, but we had a great offensive line last year and the last 2 years, and some of those guys like Dan Graham and Silas Barr moved on. And our quarterback was a special player for us, and Braden Plyler, and him going, and our big play receiver Titus Lyons. And then not to mention many of the guys that we lost on defense too, with Tyler Ferris and Colton Cresswell, and some of those guys. Silas was one, Dan was another one, and Landon Simpson. We had a lot of guys that played a lot of football, and we're missing that experience this year.
Now you've been at this a long time now and coached a ton of kids. How rewarding is it when a kid comes back to, that you coached 15 years ago, comes back and tells you what kind of an impact you made on his life?
Well, there's nothing more rewarding than that, to be quite honest with you. That's why I do what I do, is to hopefully make young men into better men, and help them with things that are going to be lifelong lessons that they can take with them down the road. And and luckily I'm fortunate enough that I've had that happen many a times. That kids come back and say, "Coach, now I know what you're talking about," and that's why we do what we do. Hopefully we make a difference in their lives.
We begin Murderers Row of District 5-3A tonight. What do you see shaking out over the next 7 weeks?
Oh, man, it's a tough district, as you well know. Like you termed it Murderers Row. There's some really good teams. I think there's a lot of parity there. It's different going east, and we have to travel quite a bit. But you got to play every Friday night. There's not a Friday night that you're going to be able to take off and say, right, we should have this one. There's every team in our district I feel like can play and can compete. So you're going to have to be on your best every Friday night.
Now, in the past, you've had your varsity even wear old JV white jerseys over here, knowing it was going to be a mud bowl. New turf at Bulldog Stadium, is that going to be a strange sight for you?
It will be strange. It's nice to not have to worry about the mud or anything, and it's nice to not have to worry about the ant piles that we had to dodge too. So that apparently they took care of that as well.
Those were strategic ant piles.
Yeah, it works out well for them sometimes.
What should we expect to see from the Cardinals?
I think you expect to see a team that gets to really get after it, that play hard, and hopefully play together. And our big deal is tonight. Since we haven't played in a couple of weeks, is execution on both sides of the ball. So, but I think you'll see some kids that'll really get after it and get everything they have.
Today's Opposite Corner is brought to you by the $1 Million Athlete. You're listening to the Robertson Welding Service Tailgate Party.
You're invited to Bucksnort BBQ in downtown Van Alstyne, Texas. Your friends and neighbors say it's the best barbecue in North Texas. Now it's your turn to come taste the difference. Click on bucksnortbbq.com for complete information. That's BUCKSNORTBBQ.com. BucksnortBBQ.com has everything, including store location, menus, hours of operation, and much more. We'll see you there. Douglas Distributing is proud to sponsor the Howe Bulldogs. Douglas Distributing has been a diversified energy supplier since 1981. They offer fuel solutions for commercial, industrial, and residential applications through North Texas and southern Oklahoma. This family-owned and operated business strives to be your go-to company for all your fuel needs. From commercial fuels, DEFs, and lubricants, they've got everything to keep your business moving forward. Call Douglas Distributing today, 903-893-1181.
You're listening to the Robertson Welding Service Tailgate Party. Today's Howe Bulldogs Flux Capacitor is brought to you by Quick Check Convenience Stores. Now let's join Monty Walker with the Howe Bulldogs Flux Capacitor.
The Howe Bulldogs are 1-7 on games played on September the 24th. They're 1-5 at Bulldog Stadium on this date. The first game was an 18-16 win at home against Prosper in 1959. Howe quarterback Alton Norman raced 29 yards for the first Bulldogs touchdown in the second quarter and then went 27 yards for another score. Travis Arterberry scored the winning touchdown on a 22-yard gallop. Howe lost at Plano B in 1964, 20-2, and lost at Crandall 27-6 in 1971. In 1977, Howe lost at home to Frisco 20-12 and lost to Anna in 1982 15-13. In 1993, Howe was turned away at home by Valley View 14-6, and in 2004, Howe lost at home to Leonard 10-0. 11 years ago today, Honey Grove won 27-21 at Bulldog Stadium. The Howe-Pottsboro matchup dates back to 1972, which is Pottsboro's first year of football. The first score of the series came on a Vincent Hash quarterback sneak. Hash then threw a touchdown pass to Dickie Thornhill and ran another sneak in as Howe took the game 21-0. The series was virtually even before the arrival of Cardinals head coach Matt Poe. Prior to his arrival, Pottsboro led the series with a 10-9-1 advantage, with Howe actually outscoring Pottsboro by 1 point, 294-293. But since the arrival of Poe, the Cardinals have won 12 out of 13, including 10 straight. Howe's winless streak at Pottsboro is 8 games, dating back to 1988. But it's been 11 years since Howe has beaten Pottsboro. In late October 2010, Howe's Chase Fountain and Company handed Pottsboro a 20-13 loss at Bulldog Stadium for the only defeat Howe's ever given to Matt Poe.
Today's Howe Bulldogs Flux Capacitor is brought to you by Quick Check Convenience Stores.
Quick Check Convenience Stores, moving small towns forward. Family owned and operated in North Texas since 1977.
You're listening to the Robertson Welding Service Tailgate Party.
Since 2011, Scoggins Funeral Home and Crematory has walked with hundreds of families through the most overwhelming time of their lives. Their job is simple: to make this season a little easier. What you can expect is a no-pressure, people-first philosophy, custom services for memorials that you'll remember forever, and reasonable pricing. Tommy and Bobby K. Scoggins have built a reputation over the past 30 years in the funeral business for making every family feel at home. Visit Scoggins.funeralhome.com or call 903-482-5225.
If your air conditioner broke down, would you call an expert auctioneer?
I open up the air conditioner, gonna get a wrench, looking for a wrench in the toolbox, looking for a wrench, screwdriver, got a screwdriver.
Yeah, no. You'd call the real air conditioning experts, Baker Air Conditioning and Heating. If you've heard you need expensive repairs, get a second opinion with Baker Air Conditioning and Heating, who have over 50 years experience here in Howe. Call 903-532-6255 or see them at 215 Denny Street. License number 004693C.
On the Howe Enterprise Sports webcast from HoweEnterprise.com. This is Howe Bulldogs football. Today's scene setter is brought to you by Baker Air Conditioning and Heating, proud partner of Bulldogs Athletics.
This is not a test. This is your emergency Friday night broadcast announcing the opening of District 5-3A Division I play. The use of aerial assaults are highly encouraged during this scheduled season.
Oh, he throws, he faked it and threw it to Huff. It's touchdown time in Texas. What a fake. Houdini Haley.
Proper defenses will be needed during this difficult stretch.
Under pressure by Bryce Crosby. He throws it up and it's going to be picked off. Austin Haley picks it out of the sky.
Dangerous weapons with the pigskin in their hand will be legal for the following 7 weeks.
On the run, fires it in the end zone. It's caught on the G. Ryan Huff.
At the end of this message, please take precaution. It's football time in Texas.
Today's scene setter is brought to you by Baker Air Conditioning and Heating, proud partner of Bulldogs Athletics. You're listening to the Robertson Welding Service Tailgate Party on the Howe Enterprise Sports webcast from HoweEnterprise.com. This is Howe Bulldogs football. Football time in Texas is just moments away. Now, with the call of the game, here's the voice of the Bulldogs, Monty Walker.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Bulldogs Stadium. We have the opening of District 5-3A Division I tonight. And, Howe's coming off that heartbreaker of a loss a week ago to Weatherford Christian. You thought rock bottom. We were talking about that in the postgame. Maybe that was rock bottom. But here's the thing. Sometimes when you hit rock bottom, there's nowhere else to go up, and sometimes it brings you together during that adversity. And we're going to find out really quickly tonight, Justin White, whether Howe is going to be able to fight back from that.
Yeah, let's hope so, because they'll have the work cut out for them as they start district play here tonight against Pottsboro. But yeah, that one hurt last week. I think that one's probably stung the most out of all the losses from last year and during this losing streak. Was a team that you were expected to come in and win. But that shows you right there, you can't come into a game and just expect to win a game. You've got to go out there and play, and the Bulldogs got kicked in the teeth there, unfortunately, and lost that one. But they got a chance to regroup here. 0-0 is your record now, so it all starts here tonight.
The only non-sophomore and freshman on the offensive line, which is Clay White, who's a senior, he said in the senior spotlight that they were a little bit overconfident, perhaps, going into that game, feeling like Weatherford Christian was a subpar team. We found out that wasn't the case. They found out it wasn't the case. They also found out you can't take anyone lightly. And no one's going to take the Pottsboro Cardinals lightly. I don't care if they're 0-2 or not. The Dirty Birds, if you will, have had a reputation of being really, really good over the past decade. Ever since Matt Poe really became the head coach of the Pottsboro Cardinals, he's won 140 games over there and only lost 46. That's his career, all at Pottsboro. 8 district titles, and they have 14 in school history. Matt Poe has 8 of them. He's 13-1 against Howe, and that loss came in 2010, a 20-13 win by the Bulldogs here back in 2010, and that's 10 games ago. Howe has not won anywhere against Pottsboro in 10 games. Now, they haven't won at Pottsboro since 1988.
Oh, wow.
That was my freshman year. So it hasn't been great against the Dirty Birds over the past several years, as I mentioned, especially against head coach Matt Poe. But a lot of those guys who were here a year ago, the great teams from Pottsboro, a lot of those guys have moved on. They're not suiting up tonight in those pretty white jerseys. It's a totally different team. They're 0-2. They got kicked in the teeth by Gunner, but Gunner does that to everybody in Pottsboro's defense. And they lost to Community in a battle that went down to the wire. So, kind of uncharted territory for Matt Poe and the Pottsboro Cardinals recently being 0-2. That gives Howe hope coming into tonight. Obviously playing well offensively all season long, putting up over 300 yards in each of the first 3 games on offense. That's a feat they never amassed a year ago. So offensively, things are looking good. It's the defense they've got to clean up.
Yeah, Pottsboro is not what they normally are. I mean, don't get me wrong, they're still probably a pretty good team, but they're not the Pottsboro that we usually expect. If you're going to sneak up on them, this could be the year to do it.
So let's go over the starting lineup, your hit exterior starting lineups. And Justin, you go ahead and go first.
Go with the offense first?
Sure.
Okay. Let's start with the offensive line. Left tackle.
This is Pottsboro.
Pottsboro, yes. Left tackle, sophomore Braden Mullen. Left guard is Gabe Clayton. He's a senior. Junior center is Caleb Williams. Right guard is Bailey May. He's a senior. And another senior is Andrew Papeau. So you got 3 seniors on that line. Quarterback is number 2, senior Jet Carroll. That's a name I feel like we've been hearing for the last 2 or 3 years. Reed Thompson is the ex-receiver. The slot receiver is Drake Hunter. Halfback is Cooper Townsley. The Z receiver is Jake Kubik. And then the tight end is Jude Bentley.
So defending those Cardinals tonight for the Bulldogs, coming in 0-3 on the season. Up front, they're going to more of a 3-man down lineman look, but will bring someone down at times as a 4th defender on the line of scrimmage and maybe even 2 backers to make a 50 look. So a multiple look tonight from the Bulldogs. But up front, the 3-down linemen will be Luis Gonzalez, Jaron Grisham, and Colin Young, all seniors on that defensive line. The linebackers tonight will be Bryce Crosby and Caleb McNutt are the outside backers. Inside will be Carson Daniels and Cooper Jones. The safety, I guess the weak safety, you'd call him, is Wesley Inge. The strong safety, Austin Haley, and the cornerbacks tonight, Caleb Warman, who we were kind of worried about. Didn't know if he had some sickness, but apparently he told me today he's fine. He's going to start. And Antoine Rattler will start opposite side of Caleb Warman. So if we don't see Warman on the field, we could see Tristan Williams step in at times.
And we're seeing Rattler in the secondary, too, for the first time.
Well, he was cornerback a week ago.
Oh, okay. All right, let's start with the defense for Pottsboro. The defensive line, Andrew Burdett, Kason Watson, Bailey May, a senior, and then Xavier Benedict, a junior, also on the defensive line. The 3 linebackers, Cooper Townsley, Cole Bynum, and Cooper Dobbs. They're all seniors. And the 2 cornerbacks are Deonis Marina and Griffin Conklin, both seniors. Junior Copper French at safety, and also it's safety Jake Kubik, who's a senior.
So on Howe for offense, it will be up front the sophomore Luciano Vasquez, the senior Clay White, the center sophomore Malin Walker, the right guard freshman Charlie Vera, and the right tackle sophomore Michael Riddle. A very, very young offensive line. The ex-receiver Caleb McNutt has 9 catches for 152 yards and 2 touchdowns. He had 1 a week ago. The slot receiver next to him will be Ethan Lopez. He has 19 catches for 170 yards. That's 8.9 per catch. He's a senior. On the right side, the receivers will be Cooper Jones, a sophomore, 19 catches, 245 yards, 1 rushing touchdown. And split out wide to the right is Ryan Huff, 17 catches, 173 yards, and 3 touchdowns. He's a junior. The fullback tonight, Carson Daniels, had a big week last week, 18 carries and 93 yards. Overall on the season, 45 for 199, 1 touchdown. He averages 4.3 yards per carry. He'll be spelled at times by Antoine Rattler,
who has 8 carries for 19 yards. Both of those young men are juniors. The quarterback tonight, Austin Haley, another junior. He's 67 out of 111 for 767 yards, 1 interception, and 5 touchdowns. 7 rushes for 39 yards. His next touchdown will pass Rick Haining into 3rd all-time with 25 overall career touchdowns for Howe. And he's moving up on the charts in passing yards, too. And, a massive night tonight would move him into 2nd. We'll have to check and see exactly what those numbers are. I don't remember. I think I sent them out Sunday. Maybe Blake can pull them up and start charting where Haley is throughout the game in accordance to Jay Skipworth, where he finished his career with 3,000, I believe, just barely over 3,000 yards. So that's your hit exterior scoring. Hit exterior. I do that every week. Your hit exterior starting lineup. They're also our scoring drive recap. So let's also talk about the opponent overview, Justin White, and this is where you chime in and give us your thoughts about Pottsboro.
Well, let's start too. Good news is Braden Plowler and Silas Barr, the guys who seem like they've been there for 7 years, are gone. They're finally graduated. Their offensive and defensive lines are big as usual. It seems like I don't know what they feed them up there in Pottsboro, but those guys are always big on the lines. So they're gonna have big bodies up front. They don't pass the ball as much. They're gonna be mostly on the ground. They do do pass occasionally with Jet Carroll, but most of the time they're gonna be running the ball. In fact, 3 weeks ago with against Gunner, they had 10 different ball carriers. Now some of that was during garbage time, but they like to run the ball and get it to different backs. Defensively, they've given up 56 points, 51 points to Gunner and to Community and Gunner. You know, both those are pretty good ball clubs here, but it shows that there may be some holes on that defense, and the Bulldogs have shown they can score, so that'll be interesting to see if the Bulldogs can take advantage of that defense there.
That's your opponent overview brought to you by attorney Micah Belden. The Howe Bulldogs overview will, Howe is going to have to, one, score points, keep scoring, and not stop at halftime. Whatever Coach Jay is saying at halftime, stop it. Let them keep scoring. And I say that jokingly, obviously. But they have a tendency of where they've either had the lead or been tied or just barely behind in every game so far this year. It's a real football game at the half where Howe's either, like I said, either leading or right there. They've got to continue to keep pushing the ball forward in the second half. For whatever reason, they've not been able to capitalize in the second half offensively. Now, defensively, you got to get a stop. You got to get turnovers. You got to pressure the quarterback. You've got to create havoc in order to get those turnovers. So Howe's going to have to be able to do that. And that is your opponent. That is your Howe Bulldogs overview. That's brought to you by Goodfellas Barbershop. Goodfellas Barbershop in downtown Howe, specializing in all cuts and styles and straight razor shaves. Experience the old school feel at Goodfellas Barbershop in downtown Howe. We have a final thought by Rapid Electric. And Senator Seagrove is making his way up here. Your final thought by Rapid Electric. We haven't heard from the Blizzard yet. We'll let him tee off on this one. Blizzard, give us your final thought before kickoff. Is he on?
This means that you as a
Can you hear us, Blizzard?
Should not criticize
so maybe
the players of either team, should not boo the officials.
Not hear anything?
Should not have alcoholic beverages.
Nothing so
on
far.
School grounds, since it is a violation
you know
of
what?
law.
Hey, it helps to actually plug his mic into the board. So
on both teams.
At some point we need to do that. And why don't we do that
As a fan,
right
should you have any problems?
now? Blizzard, can you hear us? Can you,
Yeah, I can
There
hear
you
you.
go. Yeah. Okay, give us your final thought. Rapid Electric final thought.
All right, I did look at the email you sent and what Austin needs to catch Jay Skipworth. He needs 218 yards passing tonight.
Doable.
And he needs 1 touchdown to move into 3rd place all time tonight.
Wow. Yeah, it could be a record-breaking night. Yeah.
It could
218 yards needed for for Austin Haley to pass Jay Skipworth.
And I will
to become
say,
second all time.
For the Bulldogs to win this game tonight, he's going to have to pass for well over 218 yards.
I agree. So, Justin White, your final thought?
I got two. The first one is, if I'm Coach Jay, I go in there and tell those guys, pretty much get them ticked off. I guarantee you, Pottsboro's coming in here, and they've circled this on the calendar and said, you know what, we're 0-2, but we know we'll beat Howe. We'll come in here and beat Howe. There's a win right there. Go in there and let them know that. I'm sure Howe players probably know that already, but that would tick me off to know the team is already pretty much thinks I'm a layup. They already assuming they're going to come in here and win. Hopefully, maybe that can give them some motivation going into the game. My second thought is Cardinals haven't played in 3 weeks, so I wonder. I'm kind of curious to see if the rest versus rust theory kind of comes in. Are they going to be well rested, being off for 3 weeks, or are they going to be rusty? They're going to come out not crisp, not playing, being on the same page, conditioning. So I'm kind of curious how they come out here after not playing since September 3rd.
Well, I talked to Bob Sullins, the voice of the Cardinals radio over there, and he was mentioning that, hey, Mr. Townsley was he had suffered COVID during the last game. He said, but that feels like it was back in March. I'm sure he's fine now. Caroline Slauson, she's talking to Coach Simmons. So I don't know if she's going to give us a final thought.
I don't know if she has her headphones on.
She can't hear her. She's talking to Coach Simmons. And when you're talking to Coach Simmons, you can't just say, hey, Coach, I'm busy. You got to let him finish. So a quick story. I had to give the pep rally speech today, and I didn't know what to say. Monday, I called Coach Simmons. I said, hey, you got anything? Can you lead me in the right direction? He starts talking about the Grinch that stole Christmas and, all this kind of, I'm like, Coach.
Interesting
Coach,
way of going about things.
Coach, you're the only one who could share a story about the Grinch that stole Christmas and shape that into a pep rally speech. I'm not going to do that.
You couldn't do that? You couldn't shape that into, mold that into something?
No possible way. We went with the old 26th President of the United States, Teddy Roosevelt, the man in the arena.
Okay.
Was read to the, because let's face it, all high school boys love poetry, right? So that was the message today. We're getting ready.
I wonder if Caroline maybe can hear us.
Caroline, can you give us your final thought before kickoff tonight?
Guys, last week I was talking about how it just didn't feel like a Friday night game. It was definitely a Thursday night. There was no band. There was no cheerleaders. It is so different today. We've got obviously band. We've got cheerleaders. The parking lot is jam-packed. It is a Friday night here in Howe, and we are hoping for good things at the end of the night.
I have a good feeling about
I really
tonight.
do too. I don't know why, but I have a good feeling.
A lot of people do. I've actually talked to someone who follows Pottsboro, and told me that they're not as good as they have been. So this could be a very good game. It does have that possibility.
Could the Howe Bulldogs pull off some kind of craziness and end all streaks? Because they're coming in here with a 15-game losing streak. They've lost 10 straight to Pottsboro. You win tonight, and you get rid of all of that.
I think we would go to national news if that happened. We would make national news.
And to do it against Pottsboro, a team that I've seen on this field here, there's no love lost between these two teams. So to do it against a rival like Pottsboro, to end all losing streaks, as you said, would be magnificent.
It really would, and we're getting we get a message that the public address was really loud, so through our feed. So we'll try to adjust that. Thank you, Jerry Burke, for listening. He's a loyal listener to our broadcast. We really appreciate that. Right across the tracks over there, near Ponderosa, and tonight is a very special night. Once a year, the second grade sings the national anthem.
This is cool.
And it's a tradition here in Howe, and tonight it's going to happen, and I just love this.
This is pretty neat.
So they're lining up right now, and we're about to have the national anthem sung by the students of Summit Hill Elementary, the second grade students. Howe in their all-black uniforms, black pants, black jerseys, black helmets, the thick gray stripe down the side. Pottsboro in all white helmets, white jerseys, white pants with red numerals. Howe in white numerals outlined in gray, and the new gray Bulldog tunnel, and I think we're just about ready for the national anthem. The tunnel's got the red LED eyes, which I'm sure everybody loves. The students are still getting ready. That's the students from the Summit Hill Elementary School. They're still getting ready. Nice, not a bad crowd here tonight. It's certainly not a JV crowd. It's not a Thursday night crowd. I think Caroline did an excellent job of describing that.
The parking lot did seem full when I pulled up today. It did seem like there were a lot of cars out there.
So still waiting on the second graders to get ready. And the Bulldogs are stretching in the far end zone, and the Pottsboro Cardinals are doing their stretching on the south end of the field inside the 20-yard line. And we're going to have a coin toss tonight. Caroline Slauson is visiting with the officials. We didn't get their names. Maybe we can run over there and next door and snag those names from Roger Tidwell. The officials are out of the Dallas chapter. I've already started it. Can you run next door? I'm talking to Jacob Roberts and get those officials. So,
what's Pottsboro Cardinals? What's their uniform comparison? Like the Arizona Cardinals of the NFL?
Similar. The helmet style is very similar. Bright white uniforms. Now, some have a red shirt on underneath that's peeking out the bottom. Just a few of them. But, a pretty good look. Road uniforms. Now, in the past, thank you, the officials for tonight's game out of the Dallas chapter, the referee is Scott Davis. The umpire is Brad Gant. The head linesman is Parrish Cooper. The line judge is Dave Larson. The back judge is Micaiah Tillman. The field judge is Stefan Maxwell, and the side judge is Lindell Davis. That's our officials for tonight from the Dallas chapter. And Caroline is visiting with them right now, getting ready for the coin toss. We'll stick a mic right in there as soon as we're ready, but we're still waiting on the second grade.
I wonder if they're waiting for the players to come out of their tunnels. I think that's maybe what they're waiting on.
That may be what they're waiting on. And the Bulldogs are kind of walking near, and now Ethan Lopez walks in front of the tunnel, and also Daniel Del Angel does as well. Everybody else is in the tunnel. You see the flags. The tunnel's starting to move a little bit. Pottsboro still warming up on their side. A beautiful night, as Caroline will tell us later. An absolute gorgeous night for football. She's even got shorts on down there.
It feels great. Feels really good outside.
And the Bulldogs have the smoke through the tunnel. Looks like we're just about ready, and here come the Bulldogs. Luis Gonzalez carrying a flag that says iron sharpens iron. Okay. The Texas flag being carried by Jared Brusso, and Michael Riddle carrying the Bulldog Nation flag. And everybody follows suit right in behind them. They run all the way down from one end of the field to the south end, and now they'll walk back, get ready for the national anthem. Pottsboro Cardinals are huddling up inside the 5-yard line, the entire team except for the captains who are about to make their way out on the field. And it appears that the captains will be Cole Bynum and Bailey May, Jet Carroll, and perhaps it looks like Andrew Burdett. The captains for Howe typically is Ryan Huff, Austin Haley, Carson Daniels. Who am I leaving out?
Ryan Huff, Austin Haley, Carson Daniels.
And tonight, looks like Clay White. And here come the Cardinals on the far side. But the Texas flag says, come and take it. And that's exactly what Howe wants to do tonight.
Exactly.
The smoke on the far side in the south end zone as the Cardinals run through their tunnel. So it'll be Clay White, the captain tonight, with Austin Haley, Ryan Huff, Carson Daniels, Ryan Huff, and Austin Haley. There you go. Did I get that right?
Yeah, those four, yeah.
So we're just about ready for the coin toss, and we'll go ahead and pot up the microphone.
Good sportsmanship. We start stay that way.
Awesome.
Hey, gentlemen. Heads. Texas is.
Well, we're having difficulty hearing. And
that worked out perfect.
The coin toss was made. It was called by Bynum, and that we couldn't get. We couldn't get that. So let's see what happened here. The Cardinals, looks like they won the toss, and they have elected to receive to start the football game. And they'll shake hands at the center stripe, and we're going to get ready for this second grade national anthem.
South end zone, sorry.
So the Bulldogs will be traveling right to left from our vantage point, which is towards the north end zone. Pottsboro will have the ball first. They'll be moving left to right towards the south end zone. Howe moving towards the north end zone toward the concession stand. Did I get that right?
I believe so, yes. That's right.
I'm rambling all over the place. And now we're ready for the national anthem. Favorite one of the year. Unbelievable.
They hit that high note, didn't they?
Boy, they did. I just love that. Great job by Howe ISD at Summit Hill Elementary, the second grade students. Just an outstanding job. I believe it's the second grade. It's always been that way. I hope that's still the case.
Yeah, that's a really cool tradition they do, that Howe does.
It really is. So now it's. Hey, go ahead. Go ahead.
I'll say, Bulldogs will be having the football here tonight, or Cardinals will be having the football here tonight first. Last few games, it seems like the Bulldogs have got the ball first. If they've won the toss, they have always elected to receive. But this will be, I believe, this may be the first time that the Bulldogs will be on defense to start the game.
Yeah, the Bulldogs love to capture the ball and go score first. Not going to be able to do that tonight unless they get a turnover here. On the initial Tech Wave kickoff for tonight. Again, we'd like to thank our sponsors. None of this happens without them. So if you get a chance, I know everybody just loves commercials, but seriously, if you get a chance, go thank them. They're the reason we're able to do this and bring this to you.
Absolutely.
We're going to have some long road games coming up here in the next few weeks, so you're going to really want to thank them. Here's Daniel Del Angel is going to boot this one away on the Tech Wave kickoff, going to be taken in the air at the 20-yard line. And that's going to be Bentley coming near side. Look out, 40. He escapes the tackle there. 45 coming near to the midfield stripe into Howe territory before finally being wrestled down at about the 44-yard line in Howe territory. A nice return of 37 yards for Bentley on the opening kickoff here tonight.
And see, special teams has been an Achilles heel for the Bulldogs.
Boy, it really has.
And Cardinals getting good field position starting at the Bulldog 45.
They will start at the 45-yard line. So at the Howe 45, three receivers bunched together on the near side, two up top. In the backfield, all alone is Jet Carroll, the quarterback, and he's going to keep it around the left edge. And he's being chased down and tripped up by Austin Haley. A nice tackle, but about a 4-yard gain up to the 41-yard line.
Spread it out, get 5 receivers wide. He's the only guy in the backfield there is Carroll, and just let him run around that left guard, left side of the offensive line. A good job there by Haley to come up and tackle him at his feet.
Kubik and Bentley on the near side along with Hunter. And this is going to be a handoff to the near side. Looking out. And to the 30, first down run. Breaks another tackle to the 20, to the 10, to the 5, into the end zone as he waves his hand goodbye to Wesley Inge is Major McBride. No penalty there, but he turned around and waved at him at about the goal line.
I saw that. I'm surprised they didn't draw a flag there. But just a simple handoff, just went around the right end, right around the right tackle, and had good block ahead of it. Again, poor tackling by the Bulldogs. That's been another Achilles heel, is bad tackling, and able to score on the second play of the game.
So on for the PAT duties for Pottsboro, and the kick is good. And that was booted through by Morena. We got a 7-0 score early here at Bulldog Stadium. We'll be back right after this timeout.
I'm attorney Micah Belden, an old school black and white Howe Bulldog. In criminal defense, you need someone who fights like a Bulldog. Call me now if you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas. My number is 903-744-4252. We'll set up a free consultation. You will find out that I'm rough, tough, and I can't get enough. I'm board certified in criminal law by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization, Principal Office, Sherman, Texas. Visit my website at shermancriminallawyer.com.
If your air conditioner broke down, would you call an expert auctioneer?
Open up the air conditioner. Can I get a wrench? Looking for a wrench in the toolbox. Looking for a wrench. Screwdriver. Got a screwdriver.
Yeah, no. You'd call the real air conditioning experts, Baker Air Conditioning and Heating. If you've heard you need expensive repairs, get a second opinion with Baker Air Conditioning and Heating, who have over 50 years experience here in Howe. Call 903-532-6255 or see them at 215 Denny Street. License number 004693C. The Tech Wave kickoff we're just about ready for. And it's booted high in the air, going to be taken by Rattler, who fumbles the ball, picks it back up, fumbles it again. I believe the ball's still on the turf. I think he may have gotten back on it at the 10-yard line. Woo, that was really dangerous from the get-go. And Howe not only down early 7-0, but now have the ball at their own 10-yard line. Let's do a hit exterior scoring drive recap. For Pottsboro, it only took 2 plays, 45 yards, and only took 47 seconds off the clock. And it was a 41-yard touchdown by Major McBride. It brings our score 7-0 with 11:13, or 11:06 now, left to go here in the first quarter, just underway. Haley and company back out on the football field for the first time tonight. And it'll be Daniels to his right, 2 receivers to either side. And this will be a fake to Daniels and a quick pass out to Ryan Huff. Good for about 8 yards up to near the 18-yard line.
A good connection there between Huff and Haley that they've developed. Huff had, I believe, 2 touchdowns last week against the Bulldog, or against the Weatherford Christian. So trying to reestablish that connection here tonight.
Ethan Lopez, McNutt, and Cooper Jones down at the bottom. Up top is Huff by himself on 2nd down and 2. Daniels right beside Haley, and he's going to get the carry, and he's going to push forward, and it's going to be 3rd down and 1. Or maybe he lost yardage. He's going to go backwards there, which will be a 3rd down and about 4. So a loss of 2 back to the 16-yard line.
The running game has been suspect for the Bulldogs. If I'm the Cardinals, I would make them try to run the ball. The Bulldogs run it.
3rd down and 4. Haley in the gun, looking for somewhere to go. And looking for the play call now. Looks over to the side. 2 receivers on each side on 3rd down and 4. Haley drops back 3 steps, looks down the middle of the field, flushed out of the pocket, throws on the run. It's going to be caught by Ethan Lopez. 20 cuts, makes a good move to the 27-yard line. A 1st down for Howe. He stays in bounds, and they'll move the sticks. No penalty.
Good job there by Haley to avoid tacklers there when he's flushed out of the pocket, and kind of almost did a Patrick Mahomes kind of flip there to Lopez. And one thing about the receivers, they're pretty good after the catch once they catch the ball. And good job there by Lopez to get the 1st down after he got that catch.
Ball at the 29-yard line. That was a huge play.
It was.
Haley draws Pottsboro offsides, going deep for McNutt, overshoots him by about 3 steps. There was some pushing going on there from him and the defender, but Howe's going to get the Cardinals offsides on the freeze, and they'll move it up. It'll be 1st down and 5.
Well, they have made a living on that this year. It got them out of some tough situations, being able to draw teams offsides, and they do the same here with Pottsboro early on to get an easy 5 yards.
Mind you, that's an offensive line with 3 sophomores and a freshman able to freeze Pottsboro like that. 1st down and 5, right to left. We'll go the Howe Bulldogs. And Haley's going to hand on. No, he's going to fake it. Pulls it out. A nice grab by Cooper Jones for a 1st down up to the 45-yard line. He picked that one right out of the sky.
That was a good pick there. The run pass option, RPO, you hear about it a lot. Faked it to Daniels and saw the slant across the middle, open to Jones, and able to fire it in there to Jones. Good catch by him. Good throw by Haley.
Howe hurry up offense. Now they stop and look to the side. It's a 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. There's 8:37 on the clock. Howe moving right to left. Daniels to the left of Haley and 3 receivers up top, headed towards the concession stand, just shy of midfield. Haley wants it. He's going to drop back, middle of the field, setting up the screen. Cooper Jones gets a block coming near side. Look out, makes a move at the 45 and down at the 40-yard line in Cardinal territory. Cooper Jones again on the bubble screen.
And what is unique about this, or what helps the Bulldogs a lot, is being able to hit Jones in stride. Sometimes Haley hits Jones, he's got to stop and catch it. Maybe it's a little bit behind him. That time he was able to hit him while on the run and able to allow him to get extra yardage.
1st down, right to left, 2 receivers either side. Haley wants it, and he gets it. Fakes the hand to Daniels, throws out, and caught by McNutt inside the 30 and dragged down at the 29-yard line. Right on the left hash, another 1st down.
Again, that RPO just faked the handoff and then just found McNutt there right there across on the deep slant. And Haley is starting to get into a rhythm here.
This is like 7-on-7.
It really is.
3 receivers up top. Haley in the gun, barks, looks over. It's going to be McNutt down at the bottom. Ball spotted at the 23-yard line, 24. And it'll be Lopez, Jones, and Huff, the right side. Haley looking that way, caught by Jones, tries to spin out of a tackle, and is going to be brought down right at the line of scrimmage. A nice thought and a nice catch by Jones, but traffic as soon as he caught it.
I tell you what, Haley was under duress. He had to hurry up and get rid of that, get over to Jones. Jones did a good job at least avoiding one tackler there, but got hammered pretty good when he by the second Pottsboro Cardinal.
2nd down and 10. Howe on their 8th play of the drive. Looking near side for the play. Again, heading right to left from our vantage point. 6:40 on the clock as Pottsboro only took 43 seconds to score. Howe is taking much of the 1st quarter. Cooper Jones goes in motion from right to left, and Haley's going to roll out near side. Looking down the field, under pressure. He's going to run, and he's just going to throw it out of bounds before he was absolutely murdered from the backside. And coming like a heat-sinking missile from that backside was, I believe, the linebacker Dobbs.
Yeah, good protection there by the Bulldogs as much as they could, but that was good coverage downfield by the Cardinals. And I thought he was almost able to flip that to Jones, but ended up flipping it out of bounds there to live to see another day.
3rd down and 10 for Howe with Daniels to the left of Haley. Lopez and McNutt on the left side. Jones and Huff to the right side. Haley wants it on 3rd and 10. Drops straight back, 3 steps, throws right side for Huff, and it falls incomplete, out of bounds, just outside of Huff's ability to outstretch and grab it. So it's going to be 4th down and 10 for Howe, deep in Pottsboro territory at the 24-yard line. What do you do here?
This is 4-down territory for the Bulldogs. I don't see Danielson, and I don't see they wouldn't punt at this point.
Well, it'd be around a 42-yard attempt, which is a school record if he were to able to try to kick this one, and I don't think he's got the leg for that. They're going to go for it. Haley rolls out near side, now flushes out to the right, under pressure, and he's going to be sacked back at the 35-yard line. Feet ripped out from underneath him, The bad news is you don't get the first down. It's a turnover on downs. And the even worse news, you lose about 10 yards, 11 yards.
I think Haley at that point, he needed to get rid of that ball. Even if he threw it downfield, it was intercepted. It would almost be like a long punt. Pottsboro would have the ball deep in their own territory. But instead, he gets sacked behind the line of scrimmage. They get the ball at the 35 now. They're on 35-yard line. So Haley's got to learn to get rid of that for field position purposes.
Got to figure out a way to stop Pottsboro right here. McBride in the backfield with Carroll. 2 receivers to either side, and the bobbled snap. Carroll's going to run it now. Cuts up the middle. He's quick. A lot of room. It's a foot race with him and Bryce Crosby, and Caleb Warman will finally make the tackle down the field on the Howe side at the 44-yard line. They'll say 43.
Boy, making something out of nothing. And Carroll, to me, he looks a lot like Plyler a little bit. Kind of short, stocky,
He's quick.
And he made something out of nothing big time on that run.
Again in the backfield is McBride, who will get the carry over right tackle here. And he escapes another defender and a missed tackle and another missed tackle. And here goes McBride down the sideline for a touchdown. That one is going to be 43 yards. He's already scored once from 41, and now he has a 43.
Just a simple handoff, gets around that right tackle just like last time. It's the same song, different verse, just really bad tackling, good blocking and bad tackling by the Bulldogs.
Boy, it really is same song, second verse. That's 2 plays on that drive as well. 5:27 on the clock. And the snap is back. The kick is up, and the kick is good. And Pottsboro's lead moves on out to 14-0 after a 43-yard run by McBride. We'll be right back.
This is more than a bundle. This is way more than a combo deal. It's your sanctuary, your home field. It's where everything happens. This is your home, your car, your memories. And you want to be sure they're protected with home and auto insurance. As your State Farm agent, I get it. That's why I'm here to help life go right. My name is Ed Meacham, and I'm your Howe State Farm agent. Give me a call at 903-892-3923 or on the web at MrEdInsurance.com.
At Grayson Cullen Electric Cooperative, GCEC, we have been around for over 80 years and are governed by 7 principles: open and voluntary membership, democratic member control, members' economic participation, autonomy and independence, education, training, and information, cooperation among cooperatives, and concern for community. One of our communities is Howe, Texas, and GCEC is proud to support the Howe Bulldogs.
Your hit exterior scoring drive recap for Pottsboro. 2 plays, 65 yards, took 43 seconds off the clock. Very similar to the first drive. 14-0, they lead after a 43-yard run by McBride. And here's the Tech Wave kickoff. Going to be banged deep. Again, this is going to be Cooper Jones who fields it on the run, and it goes out of bounds at the 10-yard line. He tried to catch it on the run, and he couldn't catch it, and it just popped out of bounds. So Howe, again, is going to start at their own 10-yard line.
And that's a fault of their own, too, for muffing that kick. It's kind of almost like the first 2 offensive possessions are almost kind of like Sanger, just scoring really quick there.
So here come the Bulldogs again on offense. Got to capitalize at some point. Moving the ball down the field is wonderful, but you got to punch it in. You got to finish that off. And the good thing is they are moving the football down the field. And Haley and company will come back out for their second drive, and this will be a handoff to Daniels, who will plow forward for maybe a couple, maybe a yard. It'll be second down and 9, looks like.
I think for morale purposes, you're going to need to get points on the board really soon just because of the kids and just that here we go again type of attitude, being down 14-0.
Jones comes to the near side with 2 other receivers. Haley drops back 3 steps, shuffles out of the pocket, throws on the run, looking for Lopez, who's shoved out of bounds, and no flag is called as Lopez was hit pretty hard. And the Howe coaching staff's pleading their case that, hey, that was a little bit unnecessary there.
Well, and Austin Haley got rocked pretty good. And Austin Haley's been getting hit these last couple of plays here, dating back to the last possession. I talked about it before. You're going to have to block hold your blocks a little longer. Austin Haley's not going to last if he keeps getting hit like this.
Very important down right here. 3rd down and 9. Deep in your own territory. They were able to capitalize a moment ago in this same situation. We'll see if they can do it now. Daniels will move to the left, from left to right of Haley, and Haley will drop back to pass, throws across the middle, and it's picked off at the 30-yard line. Coming near side. Look out, Jet Carroll to the 10, to the 5. That's not Carroll, that's Kubik. Touchdown, Pottsboro, as they pick 6 on Haley. And up the lead 21-0, or 20-0, awaiting the PAT with 4:41 left to go here in the first.
He was under duress there, had to hurry up and get rid of that, threw it across the middle, and there were about 4 white jerseys right there in the middle of the intended receiver. I think it was maybe Jones.
It was Jones. It was overthrown a little bit.
Yeah, and right to the hands of Kubik, who had a stampede of blockers ahead of him.
Marina for the PAT. The holder is Conklin, and the kick is high, and it is good. And the exclamation point on this 21-0 lead early at Bulldog Stadium.
Coach, we have a problem.
What's that?
We're cheerleaders, and we don't feel very highly motivated today.
What? I don't want to hear talk like that. You know what you girls need? You need some handmade onion rings, a burger, tots, and a shake.
That actually sounds really good.
Now are you motivated?
Yes, sir! This is how you Sonic.
It's not just good.
It's Sonic good.
Whoa, those onion rings really bring the hammer down.
This is Michelle Castle with Guild Mortgage, welcoming you to Howe Bulldogs football. Guild has been delivering on the promise of home to hundreds of thousands of people just like you for over 60 years. With a big heart and a desire to serve, we're committed to making life better in our communities. This is where we live, and we're committed to building it with you.
Guild Mortgage is an equal housing lender company, NMLS 3274. Michelle Castle, NMLS number 231122. Branch address 714 North Travis Street, Sherman, Texas 75090. All loans subject to underwriting approval. Terms and conditions apply. Subject to change without notice.
Your hit exterior scoring drive recap. It was an interception raced back about 30 yards for the touchdown by Kubik. And Pottsboro extends their lead 21-0. That's your hit exterior scoring drive recap. Your Tech Wave kickoff is booted in the air towards Cooper Jones at about his own 8-yard line. Coming to the near middle of the field, is going to spin out of one tackle, and now he's got the right hash and can't get rid of the last tackler. But good news for Howe, they're out of the 10-yard area up near the 25.
Well, remember how I said this possession and kind of the last possession are important possessions just for the game, just again for your morale. When you start getting down like this, you just kind of start having that attitude of, here we go again. We're down in a hole right off the bat. So you need some offensive production, some points, just to kind of keep your kids' heads in the game.
Well, you sure do. You need a big play right here, a good consistent drive, and punch it in.
Mm-hmm.
3 receivers near side. Haley in the gun, and he'll drop back quickly. 3 steps, fires across the middle, and it's almost a hand was on it. It was intended for Ryan Huff, but apparently a nice play back there, and Haley is slow to get up. And he is up, though.
I'm telling you, he's getting hit. And
go ahead.
You know, guys, we're talking about, what we need as far as morale, and that's true, but at a certain point, Austin Haley is just getting hit. I mean, it's taking him a while to get up every time, and at some point, you got to wonder,
Yeah,
he needs to be protected.
Howe's called a timeout. They're gonna let Haley rest here a little bit and also check on him to make sure he's okay. He's still kind of walking off a little gingerly.
He was a little wobbly getting up just a minute ago.
Now the depth chart has Caleb McNutt as the backup. Is that still accurate?
That is accurate. But let's hope we don't get to that point. No. You lose Haley, and boy, you're talking about a whole different scenario of everything.
Offensively and defensively. He's your best tackler on defense.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah. So he'll come back out on the field. It's 2nd down and 10. And Howe will bring 2 receivers to the left side. Huff up top and two backs, Rattler and Daniels. This is going to be a handoff to Daniels up the middle, and he'll fight his way up to maybe the 27, 20. So they're only going to give him 2 yards? What are they going to? Is he going to lose a yard?
No, I think he got about a yard or two.
So they'll spot it at the 27. So it'll be 3rd down and 7.
That's right. Now you got Rattler and Daniels in there, both at running back.
And Cooper Jones comes near side. Ethan Lopez out of the game. And this is Haley running out of the pocket, throwing on the run across the middle. It's going to be picked off again. On the far side, look out here. A flag is down, and the ball carrier is finally down as well at about the 22-yard line. But let's check the flag here. It happened after the interception. It was picked off by Cooper Townsley.
And hit.
I think it's going to be the hit on Austin.
He got hit by 55 Cooper.
And then a sideline interference on Pottsboro's coaching staff.
So let's sort this one out. How does that work, Blizzard?
I saw once Pottsboro intercepted the ball, their coaches were on the field and the ref hit them over there. So I know that one for sure. And the flag was thrown right where Austin got hit, another flag.
So it could be 15 yards for 30 yards.
So is the interception going to stand?
Since the flag is on the hit as he threw the ball, I think it'll be roughing the passer, so the interception will not stand.
What would we do without Blues?
I don't know.
I'll tell you, he's our Mike Pereira.
What would we do?
Our rules interpreter. Our rules analyst.
I mean, I'm telling you. So Howe's going to keep the ball here. And they'll move the sticks out to the 40.
No, the defense is going out there.
Okay. Oh, well. So apparently the interception will stand, and they'll mark it off against Pottsboro after the interception on the spot foul, apparently.
Yeah, I want to know what they called there. They didn't really tell us anything.
Yeah, I'm lost. I thought if they roughed the passer, that would be automatically keep Howe's ball.
Well, Pottsboro has it with 3:42 on the clock here in the first from their own 30, from the Howe 39-yard line. And look at the throw deep, hit by Bryce Crosby and almost picked off by Carson Daniels. Give Crosby the credit there. He was in the face of Jet Carroll.
I tell you what, Crosby giving Jet Carroll and Pottsboro offense a taste of their own medicine, come rushing through on unblocked, unabated, and just hammered Carroll as he got rid of the ball as he threw up a dead duck.
That was just out of the fingertips of a diving Carson Daniels. As Carroll and McBride will be in the backfield with 3 receivers up top. And McBride's going to get the carry up the middle. He's going to be the fumble. There's a ball on the turf, and McBride is able to jump back on it. So it's only going to be a gain of a yard, but McBride was going to gain probably at least 5.
Guys, those 2 calls just now were a sideline warning and a blindside block.
Okay.
Very nice. 3rd down and 9 here for Pottsboro. Howe needs a stop. 3 receivers up top, 2 at the bottom. Carroll all alone in the backfield, looking down the field, throws it's going to be caught for a first down and more, spinning out of a tackle, and finally brought down by Carson Daniels from behind, and now a flag is down at the tackle. Warmond and Daniels were there. This could be a face mask, which would add more yardage to the reception, which was brought down inside the 15. We'll see where they spot it. Right now it's at the 13.
Personal foul, face mask against the Bulldogs.
So instead of the 13, they'll spot it half the distance to the goal to the 6-yard line, 6.5-yard line. And here we go. Carroll in the gun, McBride to his left, man goes in motion. And a flag before this one can get underway. There's 2:48 on the clock here in the first. The clock's running through the penalty. 2:40, it's still rolling. And now the official says start the clock, but I think we got about 6 seconds on them there.
A little too early to start keep the clock running, isn't it?
Yeah, well, they'll back it up against Pottsboro, 5 yards, back to the 11. And moving towards that south end zone. Carroll all alone in the gun, 3 receivers down at the bottom, 2 up the top. wants it, and he's going to keep it around the right edge. A lot of room over there, and now flags are down everywhere on this one too. He slides down at about the 5-yard line, but check the flag.
I think that's going to be holding against Pottsboro, I believe.
It will be holding against Pottsboro. Back that one up 10. All of a sudden, Pottsboro moving back a little bit. Now they'll be back at their own 21-yard line.
This is the most resistance they've had here on a drive. A couple of penalties, had a fumble the ball. Hopefully Bulldog defense could take some kind of advantage here.
I'd like to see some pressure from Crosby again. 3 receivers down at the bottom. Carroll is going to drop back, throws right side on the screen, hit immediately by Rattler at the 15-yard line. A minimal gain, not much there, but Rattler came like a heat-sinking missile and brought him down at the 14.
Well, he did. It's Kubik. Just a quick slant there and stopped there at the 15-yard line and caught that. As soon as he turned around, Rattler was right there in his face and stuck him good.
McBride in the backfield. He'll probably get the carry here, I would imagine. 1:23 on the clock here in the first. Man goes in motion is Bentley. And this is going to be Carroll rolling out right, wanting to throw, or left rather, and he throws and hits his man at about the 5, dives towards the front pylon, and he is going to be ruled down at about the 3. And I believe that was Reed Thompson on the reception there. So ball now at the 3.
They're going quickly.
3rd down and goal from the 3. And this is going to be Carroll handed to McBride, trying to get across, and he's in. Touchdown Pottsboro, and the lead moves up to 27-0. Awaiting this PAT, and we have 46 seconds left to go in the first.
This is getting ugly, Monty. This is getting real ugly. And it's, as you said, it's still the first quarter.
So McBride with his 3rd touchdown of the night. This one not of the 40-yard variety that the first 2 were. And Marino's kick is going to be up and true, 28-0, our new score here at Bulldog Stadium.
Independent Financial is proud to support Howe ISD and their hardworking students, teachers, and staff. We share your vision for a brighter tomorrow and a championship season. For every challenge, Independent Financial has you covered. Our team can suggest a wide range of financial products to make your personal banking fast and easy. Plus, we have the know-how to deliver the game-changing business banking solutions. Independent Financial, your community in your corner. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
CoreFit Gym on Hanning Street in Howe is a full gym stocked with all the cardio and weightlifting equipment you could need. They also have a couple of new tanning beds. CoreFit Gym has 4 personal trainers available and features sports performance programs for athletes. At CoreFit Gym, memberships are only $40 for the entire family or $30 per individual. CoreFit Gym is on Facebook and located at 300 Hanning Street in Howe. Call them at 469-371-0603.
Well, the hit exterior scoring drive recap for Pottsboro. This one took them a little bit. 5 plays, 39 yards after the interception by Townsley. 28-0, our new score after a 3-yard touchdown by McBride, his 3rd of the night. It took 2 minutes and 54 seconds off the clock. That's your hit exterior scoring drive recap. Your Tech Wave kickoff is in the air. Cooper Jones is going to take it at the 5-yard line. Coming up the left hash, looking for a seam. A pretty good return before he's brought down on the plus side of the 25 near the 26-yard line.
Jake Roberts mentioned earlier that he saw that Ethan Lopez warming up on the sidelines during this last drive here by Pottsboro. So I wonder if at some point maybe, and we've seen Lopez be a quarterback last season. So I wonder if maybe there's a chance he would get the call.
They floated the idea between Lopez and McNutt, and that conversation is for later because Haley comes back out on the field. It's 1st and 10 Howe from their own 26-yard line. It's a field position game in this entire first quarter. Pottsboro's had great field position. Here's a handoff to Rattler over right tackle. Not much doing there. Maybe back to the line of scrimmage. Looks like no gain for Rattler. And it'll be 2nd down and 10.
But Daniels there in motion, have Rattler there in the backfield just to draw, and Rattler not able to get much. This defensive line is really starting to stonewall some of the Bulldog backs.
Howe looking to the sidelines for the play.
Maybe the last play.
Yeah, there's 8 seconds on the clock, and there's 20. They're not going to snap it here. We're headed to the second quarter. It's been all Pottsboro to this point, 28-0. We'll be right back.
You're invited to Bucksnort BBQ in downtown Van Alstyne, Texas. Your friends and neighbors say it's the best barbecue in North Texas. Now it's your turn to come taste the difference. Click on bucksnortbbq.com for complete information. That's bucksnortbbq.com. Bucksnortbbq.com has everything, including store location, menus, hours of operation, and much more. We'll see you there. Douglas Distributing is proud to sponsor the Howe Bulldogs. Douglas Distributing has been a diversified energy supplier since 1981. They offer fuel solutions for commercial, industrial, and residential applications through North Texas and southern Oklahoma. This family-owned and operated business strives to be your go-to company for all your fuel needs. From commercial fuels, DEFs, and lubricants, they've got everything to keep your business moving forward. Call Douglas Distributing today, 903-893-1181.
Well, the Bulldogs come back out for the second quarter as Haley and company will come on the field. Rattler and Daniels will straddle Haley in the backfield. Huff by himself down at the bottom. Cooper Jones out of the game. It'll be Lopez and McNutt up top, and this is a handoff to Daniels up the middle. He breaks free for a moment. A pretty nice gain. The best one so far on the night for Carson Daniels, and that one good for about 6 or 7 yards.
Well, at least this makes his third down a little bit more manageable. Brings up 3rd and 4 for the Bulldogs.
Well, ball at the 37-yard line. Or 33-yard line, rather. So about a 7-yard gain for Daniels. 6, rather. Same formation. 2 backs in the backfield. Haley between both Rattler and Daniels. Snap back, handoff, Rattler, right side, bounces it out. Here he comes near side. He's got the first down and more as he's banged down at the 39-yard line. A nice run by Rattler to get out of traffic and bounce it out.
Good job there by Rattler. Yeah, he did that. He had some Cardinals pursuing him, but he had the wheels to get around that corner after bouncing out the outside, and it gives the Bulldogs a fresh set of downs.
1st and 10, left to right now goes Howe. Same formation. As they look to the side for the play, it's going to be McNutt and Lopez up top. Huff down at the bottom. Daniels and Rattler in the backfield alongside Haley. And now Rattler will move out of the backfield in motion and hand off to Daniels over left tackle. He's got some room and about a 5-yard gain near midfield at the 45-yard line.
Good job there by Daniels. Kind of some poor tackling by the Cardinals there. You're going to have to wrap up Carson Daniels. You can try to wrap him up around his legs. He's got big thighs and big legs that can power through those arm tackles.
2nd down and 5. As again, same formation. Jones is getting a breather here with Rattler in on offense. Jones going both ways tonight. 2nd down and 5. Right now there's 10:01 on the clock. And this is going to be another handoff to Rattler. This time he's tackled in the backfield. This is going to be a loss way back to the original line of scrimmage, about to the 39-yard line. A loss, big loss.
Andrew Pepo trying to coming through on the defensive line. Shed his block there as Rattler was trying to come around the edge there and take it back behind a lot of scrimmage. 3rd and long here for the Bulldogs.
That was a 6-yard loss. It'll be 3rd down and 11. And again, they try to figure out the call here. A big 3rd down. Trying to run the football here in this second quarter more so than throwing it. You don't know if something is up with Haley, maybe his arm. You don't know. But he's going to throw here. Drops back, setting up the screen, and it's going to be caught by McNutt, looking for a block, and not much there, maybe a couple. It's going to be 4th down and about 8 as they'll spot the ball at the 42-yard line.
Kind of that wide receiver middle screen. You kind of let the defensive line bait him in and then try to get it to your receiver. But he had those defensive linemen bearing down on him. He had to kind of loft the ball up a little bit. Took a little while to get to Warman or to McNutt. For minimal gain.
So Colin Murphy checks into the game as a slot receiver in Cooper Jones's position. We got to check on Cooper. It'll be 4th down and 8, and Haley's going to boot it away. It's an end-over-end wobbly kick, going to bounce at the 25, now 20, rolling towards the 15, crosses the 15, and going to be killed right there at about the 14-yard line as it's downed by Ethan Lopez. And for the first time tonight, Pottsboro is deep in their own territory. Will start at their own 14.
Well, if there's any silver lining to look at, trying to look at the glass half full, yeah, you do drop them back deep in their own territory. You took some time off the clock. Try to get your running game going, but fortunately it stalled.
So Howe's drive so far early on tonight have been a turnover on downs, and then an interception, and then an interception, and then a punt. Not good. Here's going to be the quarterback keeper, new quarterback Flanagan into the game, and just about the same as what happened a moment ago. He's going to run around the left edge for a first down. Flags are down at the end of the play. We'll have to check maybe another face mask as Flanagan made his way to about the 28-yard line, but let's check it and see.
Good job there by Carroll. Faked the handoff there. It fooled Jaron Grisham. And then Carroll went around the left edge, and is that a holding? They're going back.
A holding call. A break for Howe.
There you go.
It was thrown at the end of the play. I just thought, it was in the area of a face mask typically.
Assuming too.
So back this one up. It's a spot foul. They'll spot it at the 18-yard line. So it'll be first down and about 7 or 6 yards. As this is going to be Flanagan tossing it out to the right. It's going to be caught and hit immediately. Kubek makes the catch for a first down, but Rattler was there to hit him pretty hard at about the 25-yard line.
I'll tell you what, Rattler's had some pretty good sticks here tonight. He's done a good job. As soon as the receivers catch the ball, he hits them right there in their spot. They don't get many yards after the reception.
First and 10, right to left, going Pottsboro towards the concession stand. 3 receivers near side. And Flanagan, a high snap, pumps left, throws deep ball left, looking for Warman, and over his head, Bentley caught it. He's off to the races. Kiss him goodbye. 10-5, Bentley on the touchdown. That one goes 76 yards.
What's tough about that is Warman saw it. He saw the pump fake. He was with his man. He was on the inside of the route there and just mistimed his jump. And we did that. There was nobody back there. Bentley got it and was off to the races and got in for the touchdown.
7:28 left on the second quarter clock as Marino is about to, Marina, about to bang this one through the uprights for the PAT. And the kick almost blocked by Crosby. He didn't get it. And the kick sails through the uprights and good. Our new score, 35-0 with 7:20 left to go in the second.
Since 2011, Scoggins Funeral Home and Crematory has walked with hundreds of families through the most overwhelming time of their lives. Their job is simple: to make this season a little easier. What you can expect is a no-pressure, people-first philosophy, custom services for memorials that you'll remember forever, and reasonable pricing. Tommy and Bobby K. Scoggins have built a reputation over the past 30 years in the funeral business for making every family feel at home. Visit ScogginsFuneralHome.com or call 903-482-5225.
Hello, Howe Bulldogs. This is Coach Joey McQueen, former Bulldogs head coach and athletic director. Vic and I still love the Dogs and ask that you show your support by joining the Howe Athletic Booster Club. Their mission is the same today as it was in the 90s. They support all Howe athletes, girls and boys, middle school and high school. It's only $25 to become a member. From the alumni to the current fans and parents, we ask that you back the Dogs and become a member today. Go visit the Howe Athletic Booster Club on Facebook. Have a great year, Bulldogs.
Your hit exterior scoring drive recap: 2 plays for Pottsboro, 82 yards on the drive, capped off by a 76-yard touchdown from Flanagan to Bentley. And our new score, 35-0. Cooper Jones catches the Tech Wave kickoff right up the middle, kind of jogging a little bit to the 20-yard line. And he'll go out down right there, and Howe will start at their own 20 on their next possession, which begins with 7:22 on the clock here in the second. And Justin White, this could be a long night.
Yeah, we were talking about it off air here, me and Carson Grogan. This is getting ugly And there's still 2.5 quarters left to play. Haley's still in there.
Yeah, here comes the Bulldogs. And Haley will be in the gun with Daniels to his right. Man in motion is Ethan Lopez, and they're going to throw it out, and it's going to be high and intercepted and dropped. Thank goodness for Haley, who's down, and his helmet rolled off. He was hit hard, apparently. I didn't see how he was hit.
He's got hit every pass tonight. They just need to take him out.
I say you got to get him out of here. I mean, let's start being realistic.
Just start
here.
running the ball. I mean,
Austin Haley.
Yeah, he was rolling around at about the 10-yard line, and his helmet was off. He's one tough cookie, though. But he's going to come off the field for a moment, and Ricky Yake's going to talk to him. And you wanted to know what was going to happen at the quarterback position. Well, it's McNutt.
All right.
So he throws off his right-handed glove, and he goes back into the gun.
Don't need that.
And it's 2nd down and 10. Howe at their own 20-yard line. And this is going to be a handoff to Daniels, running left tackle. Look out. Bangs over a couple of defenders on his way to a first down run. Out to the 32-yard line.
Boy, I tell you what, he rode the hip pocket there of Michael Riddle, who came from his right tackle position to kind of lead block there for Daniels. And good blocking there by Riddle, and good running there by Daniels, gives him a fresh set of downs.
Haley comes back into the game. McNutt goes and retrieves his glove at about the 5-yard line and runs back up, puts it on, and now he's back to receiver. So here we go again. Haley, a tough cookie, into the game. First down and 10. Handoff Daniels, this time going the other way, and he just plows over the defensive tackle. I mean, plows over him.
Carson Daniels.
I mean, who was it he ran into? I think that was 79, Kenny Morris, maybe.
I think it was Bailey May.
One of those big bodies up front. He just
plowed over him.
Yeah, he just like he gave him a hug and then went over, and then Bailey went backwards.
It was one of those. It might have been Morris. The Haley is going to toss right side Daniels, and he's going to be shoestring tackled at the 33. No gain on the play, and the tackle was made from the outside linebacker scraping over, which was Cooper Dobbs. And nobody got a hat on Dobbs at all, and it'll be 3rd down and long. So Haley on 3rd and long will now look over to the side. Again, Cooper Jones not into the game on offense. It's Colin Murphy in the slot. So Murphy and Huff at the bottom. Haley drops back, throws. Huff caught, close to a first down. He may have it. It's going to be close. And they're going to say move the sticks. A nice pass and catch. Haley to Huff.
And I think that's what Haley's going to have to do. He's just going to have to get the ball out quicker. The offensive line is having a hard time keeping their block for so long. He's just going to have to be these quick outs here, quick slants across the middle is what he's got to do.
3 receivers on the left side. Again, Murphy still in the game, not Jones. Huff at the bottom. Haley in the gun, Daniels to his right. New set of downs, and this will be a handoff to Daniels. Hit immediately, tries to bounce out. This is going to be a big loss. Way back to the 35-yard line. So this will be a 9-yard loss on a run. Ouch.
That was blown up quickly, and unfortunately Daniels just does not have the speed. He has power, but not the speed to avoid tacklers in reverse field as he got knocked back and tried to go a different direction and way back behind the sticks now.
Officially, it's an 8-yard loss. But now it's air it out time, and everybody knows it. 2nd down and about 18. And Haley wants to throw deep down the right side looking for Huff. Goes up, and it's overthrown. And no flag as the offensive coordinator wanted a penalty right there. He was looking at the official.
Howe just can't block Bailey May tonight. I mean, he is making a havoc in that backfield.
Yeah, May just planted Haley into the ground. And it looked like a legal play to me. I mean, he just planted
If this was the NFL, that'd been roughing because he drove him into the ground after the play.
But it wasn't helmet to helmet or nothing, was it?
No, it wasn't helmet to helmet, but he drove him in late onto his shoulder, and that's a big boy going into Haley.
It is.
Yeah, May is a huge kid, no doubt about it. He is there's no one, Howe has no one even close to his size. And he's lined up right across from, it looks like, the freshman, Charlie Vera. That's a mismatch. And Haley is going to hand off to Rattler around the right edge, and he can't make much happen right there. Maybe get back to the line of scrimmage. And there's a flag down again, and I think that's going to be on the coaching staff on the far side. Another sideline penalty.
And they must be either really not liking something for them to come out onto the field, or...
Is it going to be a warning, or are they actually going to put some yards on this? And they do. So it'll be up to the 40-yard line, but it'll be 4th down for Howe.
I'm sure they'll be punting here.
You would think. Ball on the Howe side of the field. And, yes, Rattler comes out, Murphy comes in, and it's going to be punt time for the Howe Bulldogs here. 4th down and about 13. A low snap, but Haley end over end kick is going to go near side, bounce at the 32. It's going to be picked up and brought down immediately. A great tackle by Ryan Huff to keep the ball carrier, Thompson, from going any further. He drug him down at the 24-yard line, 26-yard line.
Good coverage downfield there by Huff there. Good tackling.
So Pottsboro will start their next possession at the 3:15 mark here in the second quarter. And I think Bailey may be the story of the first half here against that the freshman Charlie Vera. I mean, that's asking a lot for a young kid. So here comes Pottsboro, and this will be Jet Carroll around the right edge, looking to turn the corner, and he does, being chased down by Haley, who will drive him out of bounds on the Howe side of the field, and a late flag comes in.
You kidding me?
And Haley hit him in bounds, so not unless there's a face mask, I can't imagine that being a late hit.
I guess he hit him inbounds, but drove him out of bounds, and I guess they felt that was unnecessary.
My goodness. The ball was carried across midfield into Howe territory at about the 42-yard line. But let's check the flag and see what this is. Still no word from the officials. Blake, anything? Caroline?
I have offsetting Austin on a late hit, and then there's a legal block by Pottsboro about the same time Austin had the late hit. I could not see what number it was. That's why the Pottsboro coaching staff is not happy right now.
While we have a delay, Caroline, it's a beautiful night, is it not? Tell us about the evening and the atmosphere.
It is a beautiful night. 71 degrees out here, if y'all can believe it, and I am loving every minute of it. As the season goes on, I get jealous that y'all are in the warm press box, and I'm out here in the cold sideline. Tonight is a perfect night. I'm glad I'm on the sideline.
You know what? And no more muddy shoes for you.
Let me tell you, I'm glad I don't have muddy shoes, but I am getting the pebbles in my shoes so bad. I've had to empty them out like twice.
The rubber pellets. So it'll be a 15-yard penalty tacked against Howe. I guess not offsetting. I guess it's just against Howe. They'll spot it inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. Yuck. And a timeout's been called. We'll take 1-2. We'll be right back.
I'm attorney Micah Belden, an old school black and white Howe Bulldog. In criminal defense, you need someone who fights like a bulldog. Call me now if you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas. My number is 903-744-4252. We'll set up a free consultation. You will find out that I'm rough, tough, and I can't get enough. I'm board certified in criminal law by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization, Principal Office, Sherman, Texas. Visit my website at shermancriminallawyer.com.
If your air conditioner broke down, would you call an expert auctioneer?
Open up the air conditioner. Can I get a wrench? Looking for a wrench in the toolbox. Looking for a wrench. Screwdriver. Got a screwdriver.
Yeah, no. You'd call the real air conditioning experts, Baker Air Conditioning and Heating. If you've heard you need expensive repairs, get a second opinion with Baker Air Conditioning and Heating, who have over 50 years experience here in Howe. Call 903-532-6255 or see them at 215 Denny Street. License number 004693C. First and 10 for Pottsboro, right to left. We come back to action as Carroll, or is that Flanagan back there? I think it's Carroll still in the quarterback position. They will alternate. And Carroll is going to hand off to McBride, and he'll spin out of one tackle of Crosby and finally be brought down after about a 2 or 3 yard gain as the crowd claps because a tackle was made only about 3 yards down the field.
Well, it seemed like Landon Duty was one of the guys who was able to initially get contact on him, and then Jaron Grisham finished him off.
Sarcastic claps from the fans in the stands. Come on now.
Something positive.
Second down and about 7. As Pottsboro moved early, they'll back this one up. The right tackle jumped a little bit early.
Right tackle did move early, but they're calling offsides.
Wow.
Oh, my goodness. Can they not see the right tackle move? That's something else. So that'll spot the ball at about the 21-yard line.
We're seeing it all the way up here. They can't see it down there, huh?
That was very obvious. So Carroll, as if they need any more help, he'll throw it deep down the field, looking for the end zone, and it's caught about 8 yards deep in the end zone. Thompson makes it, and the wounds are getting salty for the Bulldogs. 2:15 on the clock here in the second quarter, and Pottsboro moves up 41-0, awaiting this PAT.
Well, a team that didn't throw the ball very much coming in this game, they've shown they can throw the ball when needed. Maybe something they've worked on in the past 2 or 3 weeks when they've been off.
Well, COVID came in handy for them, did it not?
It really did.
Marina for the PAT to try to make it 42-0. It's on the tee. The kick is up. The kick is high. The kick is right down the middle and good. 42-0. Our new score at Bulldog Stadium.
This is more than a bundle. This is way more than a combo deal. It's your sanctuary, your home field. It's where everything happens. This is your home, your car, your memories. And you want to be sure they're protected with home and auto insurance. As your State Farm agent, I get it. That's why I'm here to help life go right. My name is Ed Meacham, and I'm your Howe State Farm agent. Give me a call at 903-892-3923 or on the web at MrRedInsurance.com.
At Grayson Cullen Electric Cooperative, GCEC, we have been around for over 80 years and are governed by 7 principles: open and voluntary membership, democratic member control, members' economic participation, autonomy and independence, education, training, and information, cooperation among cooperatives, and concern for community. One of our communities is Howe, Texas, and GCEC is proud to support the Howe Bulldogs. Hit exterior scoring drive recap for Pottsboro. 3 plays, 74 yards, took exactly a minute off the clock. It was a 21-yard touchdown from Carroll to Thompson. And our new score, 42-0. 2:15 left on the clock before the Rapid Electric halftime show. The Tech Wave kickoff is in the air. It's going to find Ryan Huff at the 18-yard line. He comes to the middle of the field and is going to be brought down after running maybe backwards a yard, but they will bring him down at about the 19, so maybe he gains a yard on that return. And Howe will set up shop once again deep in their own territory.
Well, with 2:11 left in the first half, let's hope at this point you can just run the ball and maybe Pottsboro won't call any timeouts and you go back in the locker room without having to give the ball back to them.
You know, Pottsboro probably trying to send a message here to their own students and to their own players. Down, you know, hadn't won a football game yet. Everybody's saying, oh, Pottsboro's out. They're done. This is not Pottsboro. Saying this ain't the Dirty Birds anymore. They're going to try to make a statement tonight. Daniels gets the carry coming right side. He's trapped and nothing doing there as he'll go down after a loss of about 3 yards back to the 16-yard line.
Daniels trying to get wide. He's not a runner that can get around the edge. He's more of in between tackles. kind of runner. And got tracked down there pretty good.
So a loss of 3 sets up second down and 13 inside their own 20 at the 17-yard line. And a little confusion there between Haley and Daniels as they ran into each other. Daniels finally ended up with the football in his hands, but that's going to be another loss back to the 15-yard line. And Howe just going backwards here. And they look just disoriented.
Yeah, they need halftime right now.
They really do.
To regroup, rest, and figure out, too, if you're going to bring Austin Haley back in the second half. That kid's gotten rocked. This game is out of hand. You've still got a half football left to play, and you still got 6 games left to play after tonight.
Third down and 15. Haley in the gun. Daniels to his right. Haley wants to throw, drops back 3 steps, hammers it deep down the field to the left side, and McNutt, is he going to make the catch at the 41-yard line? A signal is yes.
Wow.
McNutt made the catch for a first down on that's some sort of a Hail Mary type play by Haley as he just hammered it on down the field.
And that would have stopped the clock if it had been incomplete and maybe giving Pottsboro the ball again because that was third down.
McNutt had to come back for it a little bit. It was kind of playing center field right there, but he came back for it well and made the catch. New set of downs, 1st and 10. Haley on the run, moving to the right, looking down the field. No pressure this time, and he throws it away and out of bounds. And another hit late on Haley. And no flag called, and it'll be second down and 10.
I think at this point, if I'm Haley, if I feel anybody starting to come towards me, I'd start throwing it away. I know he's trying to make a play, but man, he's getting hit.
The officials are saying to put some more time on the clock. 35 seconds is on the clock here. Ball again at the 41-yard line. It'll be second down and 10 for Howe, moving left to right. Near the midfield stripe. Haley drops back and wants to throw, setting up the screen. Cooper Jones has it. He's got the 45. Looking for a block from the sophomore. Malin Walker gets one. Goes into Pottsboro territory at the 46-yard line. Now into the 44-yard line is where they'll spot it. Where has Cooper Jones been?
On the sidelines, and now they're going to go quickly.
So Haley stopped the clock there. It looked like Pottsboro may have jumped off sides. No call. But Haley just threw it into the ground, and it'll be second down and 10. Ball at the 44-yard line. Jones and Huff right side, and McNutt and Lopez on the left.
Give the Bulldogs credit. They're staying aggressive here, even down 42-0.
Daniels to the right of Haley, second down and 10, trying to punch it in right before the half. Haley rolls out right, throws deep down the field, looking for Jones, and makes the catch at the 20. Rolls inside the 10, and it's going to be marked down right there. 16 seconds on the clock. Quickly moving. They spot it at the 10.
And Bulldogs calling their last timeout.
Howe calls a timeout. We'll keep it right here. The most electric we've seen all night. But Cooper Jones, the key to this offense we are finding out. And if he's not on the field, it takes away a lot of other options. You got to keep him on the field somehow.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal has been, if it's been an injury or being tired or what, but
maybe Caroline can find out for us.
But he got behind the covers there, and he's kind of been the secret weapon. And the fact is, when he catches the ball too, he always does something with it.
He's good in open space.
He really is.
Sees the field well, and he really is. He's a yak guy, as you like to say.
Yes, yards after the catch.
So when we come back, from action here, Howe to action, Howe's going to have it in pretty good shape. First and goal at the 10. And Haley's starting to feel pretty comfortable again here.
Now you have to have good clock management here because you don't have any timeouts. You can't take a sack. Don't do like Mike McCarthy here did against the Chargers.
Hey, they won.
Yeah, they won, but had 2 minutes to go, and one timeout, and somehow almost messed it up.
Here comes Haley. Blitz coming. Haley drops back, throws left side, and it is going to be picked off again. and this could be going the other way, a very long way. Haley can't make the tackle, a cut, and now finally, is he going to break another tackle and finally drug down at the 40-yard line on the Howe side of the field? And luckily, that runs out the clock in the first half. Austin Haley with 3 interceptions, or is that 4?
I think
that's three.
That's 3 interceptions. It feels like more than that.
I know.
3 picks from Austin Haley in the first half. No one ever thought that was coming, but
No.
it did. And the teams are headed to the locker room. 42-0, Pottsboro in the lead. We are starting your Rapid Electric halftime show.
I'm attorney Micah Belden, an old-school black and white Howe Bulldog. In criminal defense, you need someone who fights like a bulldog. Call me now if you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas. My number is 903-744-4252. We'll set up a free consultation. You will find out that I'm rough, tough, and I can't get enough. I'm board certified in criminal law by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization, Principal Office, Sherman, Texas. Visit my website at shermancriminallawyer.com.
If your air conditioner broke down, would you call an expert auctioneer?
Open up the air conditioner. Can I get a wrench? Looking for a wrench in the toolbox. Looking for a wrench. Screwdriver. Got a screwdriver.
Yeah, no. You'd call the real air conditioning experts, Baker Air Conditioning and Heating. If you've heard you need expensive repairs, get a second opinion with Baker Air Conditioning and Heating, who have over 50 years experience here in Howe. Call 903-532-6255 or see them at 215 Denny Street. License number 004693C.
This is more than a bundle. This is way more than a combo deal. It's your sanctuary, your home field. It's where everything happens. This is your home, your car, your memories. And you want to be sure they're protected with home and auto insurance. As your State Farm agent, I get it. That's why I'm here to help life go right. My name is Ed Meacham, and I'm your Howe State Farm agent. Give me a call at 903-892-3923 or on the web at MrEdInsurance.com.
At Grayson Cullen Electric Cooperative, GCEC, we have been around for over 80 years and are governed by 7 principles: open and voluntary membership, democratic member control, members' economic participation, autonomy and independence, education, training, and information, cooperation among cooperatives, and concern for community. One of our communities is Howe, Texas, and GCEC is proud to support the Howe Bulldogs.
Listening to the Rapid Electric Halftime Show. Don't get shocked. Call Rapid Electric at 903-421-8100. Today's Pride of Howe Bandsman of the Week is brought to you by 4A Automotive. Now let's join Monty Walker with this week's Spotlight member of the Pride of Howe.
This week's Bandsman of the Week is Ethan Struntz. So, Ethan, when did you start with the band program?
I started with the band program in about the second semester of 5th grade.
And what was it about the band that's kept you with it this whole time?
Well, at first it was just kind of, there wasn't too much else to do in like 5th and 6th grade. But then I slowly started to develop a passion for it. And I would see some other like bigger bands, and they just motivated me to stick with it more. And eventually when I got to high school, that's really when all the rewards have been paying off.
So one of the rewards is band president. What goes along with that position?
I've had to meet up and with the leadership team and the other drum majors over the summer a lot of times, and even now. And we've been really working hard to make the environment a better place for all of the band members and to make it a more friendly environment. So when somebody has a problem, they can come to us, they can come to me, and I like to be able to help them with that.
So part of the routine this year is Crazy Train, an Ozzy Osbourne part, and you're going to play the role of Ozzy's voice. So how does that work?
Okay, so this is actually kind of funny because when I was first told that I would be doing this over the summer, I was super excited for it. But if you listen to the audio, if I were to mimic him perfectly, it would almost be unintelligible over a microphone. So it's been hard to try and figure out the balance between that Ozzy Osbourne that we all love and the, a little bit more better for a marching performance. And so I've been working hard at it, and I like to think that it's coming out pretty well.
So when do we get to hear that?
Get to hear that this Friday night
Student council president also. What are your responsibilities there?
With the student council, we focus on helping the student body have a better time at school. And one of the things that we've worked on over the summer was the freshman orientation. And so we had a little event there and where we played games and showed the freshmen around. And I know I had to give a couple speeches to help motivate everybody and get everybody pumped up. And so that's kind of what my job is. And
so you're also in theater, and One Act has had great success lately. Talk about that.
Okay, so with One Act, we put in a lot of work for this show, and yeah, all that work paid off whenever we got to go to, I think it was regional, yeah. And it's the farthest we've gone in many, many years, and so we were practicing. We practice 2 times a week on Wednesdays and Sundays, and we've been practicing since around November is when we started. And we were actually in kind of a time crunch at the end of it to get everything put together. But we managed to pull through somehow, and we went super far, and I'm really proud of everybody for that.
All right, back to the band. Your band director said she noticed at one point you were ad-libbing on your beats, not using your sheet music. And she was impressed. And you play the drums. We haven't mentioned that yet. But she was impressed with that. Talk about that.
Okay, so the drum line has been kind of famous for not ever having our sheet music when we're supposed to. And so luckily I like to make music at home. So when COVID happened, I actually made drum cadences for a couple bucks on the internet. So that kind of helped whenever it came to this. We were just in a normal practice rehearsal. We were working on stand music. The drum line didn't have their music, and so I just kind of started playing a beat once I heard the music, and I kind of instructed them with my hands to tell the bass drummers what to play for the beat, and slowly everything started coming together, and it was as if we had the music behind us, and it fooled everybody for the longest time.
Are you going to be a band director one day?
I considered it, but I'm not too sure what I want to do.
All right, that's our Bandsman of the Week. Ethan Strunt's a junior at Howe High School.
Today's Pride of Howe Bandsman of the Week is brought to you by 4A Automotive. You're listening to the Rapid Electric Halftime Show. Don't get shocked. Call Rapid Electric at 903-421-8100.
Coach, we have a problem.
What's that?
We're cheerleaders, and we don't feel very highly motivated today.
What? I don't want to hear talk like that. You know what you girls need? You need some handmade onion rings, a burger, tots, and a shake.
That actually sounds really good.
Now are you motivated?
Yes, sir! This is how you Sonic.
It's not just good.
It's Sonic good.
Whoa, those onion rings really bring the hammer down.
This is Michelle Castle with Guild Mortgage, welcoming you to Howe Bulldogs football. Guild has been delivering on the promise of home to hundreds of thousands of people just like you for over 60 years. With a big heart and a desire to serve, we're committed to making life better in our communities. This is where we live, and we're committed to building it with you.
Guild Mortgage is an equal housing lender company. NMLS 3274. Michelle Castle, NMLS number 231122. Branch address 714 North Travis Street, Sherman, Texas 75090. All loans subject to underwriting approval. Terms and conditions apply. Subject to change without notice.
Independent Financial is proud to support Howe ISD and their hardworking students, teachers, and staff. We share your vision for a brighter tomorrow and a championship season. For every challenge, Independent Financial has you covered. Our team can suggest a wide range of financial products to make your personal banking fast and easy. Plus, we have the know-how to deliver the game-changing business banking solutions. Independent Financial, your community in your corner. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
CoreFit Gym on Hanning Street in Howe is a full gym stocked with all the cardio and weightlifting equipment you could need. They also have a couple of new tanning beds. CoreFit Gym has 4 personal trainers available and features sports performance programs for athletes. At CoreFit Gym, memberships are only $40 for the entire family or $30 per individual. CoreFit Gym is on Facebook and located at 300 Hanning Street in Howe. Call them at 469-371-0603.
You're listening to the Rapid Electric Halftime Show. Don't get shocked. Call Rapid Electric at 903-421-8100. Today's Howe ISD Employee Spotlight is brought to you by 4A Automotive. Now let's join Monty Walker with today's Howe ISD Employee Spotlight.
I'm joined with Howe High School teacher Chelsea Nail. Now, you won a huge award recently. Talk about that.
Yeah, so recently I won Region 10 Teacher of the Year. That works with, so you're voted by your peers at campus level, and then it moves to district, and then there's a pretty strenuous application process, and we applied for Region 10, and surprisingly I won. I'm a small town kid who grew up to be a small town teacher, and it seemed like a really big deal. You know, it was super exciting. I was fortunate, and I was, excited to represent Howe, our little small community, because big things are happening in small towns. So I don't know. It was nice to feel like a little celebrity for a little bit, a little overwhelming to say the least, but it's been fun.
So now do you move on to Mrs. Texas and Mrs. America?
I was hopeful. It does go from region to state, and they've already announced those top 3 finalists. And sadly, I didn't make the top 3, but I will go in October to Austin for the state luncheon and be recognized there as well. So the fun continues for at least another month.
How long have you been at Howe ISD?
So this is going to be my 8th year. For the first 5 years, I taught freshman English, and then this is my 3rd year with juniors.
Is there a difference there?
Absolutely. No, the biggest difference there is not having that state test. That's freshman year. But junior year, the kids are they're more involved. They're so fun. They figured it out. They figured out high school. They kind of figure out what they like, what they don't like, what they're involved in. And so it's just fun to see that growth from freshman year to junior year for sure.
So where'd you grow up?
I am from Pilot Point, born and raised. It's always interesting when we play them or have played them. I was like, may have been, born a Bearcat, but now I'm a Bulldog.
What made you decide to get into the field of education?
I have always wanted to be a teacher. From my earliest memories, I can remember asking for teacher supplies for Christmas, and I would turn my closet into, I'd have a calendar, we'd have Monday meeting and things like that. And it's just this almost, I don't want to say naive or hopeless romantic point of view that wanting to make the world a better place, and where is a better place to do that than in the classroom when you can affect so many people within just a year, So I always tell my kids, I know I'm not cut out to be the president of the United States, but maybe you are, right. And if I can make them just a better person, then, that makes all the difference.
So what is it about Howe ISD that keeps you here?
It really is that small town feel. My mom is also a teacher. She teaches in Salina. My sister is a teacher in Prosper. Both big districts, and just the lack of community that they have there. And I just love this idea of, I know almost every kid in this school. I go to their events. I get to chat with the parents, and my sister from Prosper, she's like, wait, you can name all the kids? Like, yes, I know every single kid, out there on the field or on the court or showing an ag. And I now have my own kid. She's 5 years old. She's in kindergarten. And so that idea of being able to go to the football game and feeling like she can run around in the stands and she's safe and she's going to see somebody she knows, and it just feels like a good place to call home,
So do you have a teacher, mentor, maybe from your childhood that stands out to you?
Like I said, I'm a small town kid, Pilot Point, so I had that, idea of community and those teachers that were in your life, and I taught your dad when he was a little, And one of those for me was my first grade teacher, Miss Simpson, who really instilled in me just a love for learning. I can still remember sitting on her couch reading the Boxcar Children's series, but so much so that we stayed in contact, that she came to my wedding, she came to my baby shower. She's still so involved in our lives that always reminded us of the value of education, that education can be fun, that a teacher can make a difference outside of the classroom as well. And then as far as as a teacher myself, I had a fabulous cooperating teacher when I did student teaching. I did that at A&M Consolidated High School, which for a small town kid was a huge culture shock. This huge 5A school, but Teresa Laffin, she was just my cooperating teacher who pretty much taught me everything I know about the classroom itself. So, and I still reach out to her, especially when I took over juniors. I emailed her and I was like, Ms. Lavin, I have no idea what I'm doing. Can you send me all of your things? So we still stay in contact, and she's pretty helpful when it comes to that.
Well, that is your Region 10 Teacher of the Year, Howe High School English teacher, Chelsea Nail.
Today's Howe ISD Employee Spotlight is brought to you by 4A Automotive. You're listening to the Rapid Electric Halftime Show. Don't get shocked. Call Rapid Electric at 903-421-8100.
You're invited to Bucksnort BBQ in downtown Van Alstyne, Texas. Your friends and neighbors say it's the best barbecue in North Texas. Now it's your turn to come taste the difference. Click on bucksnortbbq.com for complete information. That's bucksnortbbq.com. Bucksnortbbq.com has everything, including store location, menus, hours of operation, and much more. We'll see you there. Douglas Distributing is proud to sponsor the Howe Bulldogs. Douglas Distributing has been a diversified energy supplier since 1981. They offer fuel solutions for commercial, industrial, and residential applications through North Texas and southern Oklahoma. This family-owned and operated business strives to be your go-to company for all your fuel needs. From commercial fuels, DEFs, and lubricants, they've got everything to keep your business moving forward. Call Douglas Distributing today, 903-893-1181.
Since 2011, Scoggins Funeral Home and Crematory has walked with hundreds of families through the most overwhelming time of their lives. Their job is simple: to make this season a little easier. What you can expect is a no-pressure, people-first philosophy, custom services for memorials that you'll remember forever, and reasonable pricing. Tommy and Bobby K. Scoggins have built a reputation over the past 30 years in the funeral business for making every family feel at home. Visit ScogginsFuneralHome.com or call 903-482-5225.
This is Coach Jim Fryer, former Bulldog head coach and athletic director. Connie and I still love the Dogs and ask that you show your support by joining the Howe Athletic Booster Club. Their mission is the same today as it was in the 80s. They supported all Howe athletes, girls and boys, middle school and high school. From the alumni to the current fans and parents, we ask you to back the Dogs and to become a member today.
This is Coach Jay. Visit Howe Athletic Booster Club on Facebook. Bulldog pride never dies.
You're listening to the Rapid Electric Halftime Show. Don't get shocked. Call Rapid Electric at 903-421-8100. Now let's join Caroline Slauson and Justin White.
Hello, welcome back to Bulldog Stadium. 42-0 at the half. Pottsboro on top of Howe at the half. Man, I just don't have much to say. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of positivity here to say for the Bulldogs. And go ahead.
I would say the one positive I guess I can say is, I mean, they're not giving up. They stayed aggressive there at the end of the half. They weren't just running the ball. They were still trying to hammer it home, go with some of those long passes downfield. Unfortunately, it got them intercepted at the end of the first half there, and almost ran back a pick six, which would have been the second of the game.
At some point, and I am down there. I'm closer. I'm right there, and it is hard to see Austin Haley go down and just get drilled over and over and over and have trouble getting up over and over and over. And at some point, it's just like, what do you do? What is the smart decision here?
Well, strategically, you try to get the ball out quicker, but there is also the point of it's 42-0. Like I said, let's all be realistic here. It's 42-0. The chances of a comeback are probably not in the cards for the Bulldogs. At what point, do you start thinking about health and thinking about the rest of the season? We still got 6 games to go here this season. Next week you got Winsboro. So you got the rest of the games to be played. And you got his health and he's got sports he plays.
Yeah.
And the kid's getting hammered.
Well, I like how you're just honest, about it. Just be it's 42-0. Just.
I mean, I'm trying to be diplomatic about it, but yeah.
Listen, I will say, on a good note, and I'm just looking over seeing Monty's charts and stuff, and I see Moondog up here, and I haven't been able to talk about Moon since he's passed away, and I do want to share this story and maybe lighten up the situation. Every time I'd see Moon, no matter what, whether it was November and it was raining or whether January snow on the ground, I'd see him around town. He'd just look at me and say, "You ready for some football? You ready for some football?" That's all he cared about. And I always said, "Yeah, man, I'm ready. I am ready."
He didn't care about the team being 0-10.
He did not care. And I will tell you, I've been down there thinking about him, how if he were here, he'd still be waving that flag around the ground. Like, we could pull it out. So maybe we should all channel Moon.
Yep.
Well, we're going to take a break. Band's out there now. We're going to take just a quick break and come back with some scores around the area.
Coach, we have a problem.
What's that?
We're cheerleaders, and we don't feel very highly motivated today.
What? I don't want to hear talk like that. You know what you girls need? You need some handmade onion rings, a burger, tots, and a shake.
That actually sounds really good.
Now are you motivated?
Yes, sir! This is how you Sonic.
It's not just good.
It's Sonic good.
Whoa, those onion rings really bring the hammer down.
This is Michelle Castle with Guild Mortgage, welcoming you to Howe Bulldogs football. Guild has been delivering on the promise of home to hundreds of thousands of people just like you for over 60 years. With a big heart and a desire to serve, we're committed to making life better in our communities. This is where we live, and we're committed to building it with you.
Guild Mortgage is an equal housing lender company. NMLS 3274. Michelle Castle. NMLS number 231122. Branch address 714 North Travis Street, Sherman, Texas 75090. All loans subject to underwriting approval. Terms and conditions apply. Subject to change without notice.
You're listening to the Rapid Electric Halftime Show. Don't get shocked. Call Rapid Electric at 903-421-8100. Now let's join Caroline Slauson and Justin White.
Welcome back to Bulldog Stadium, 42-0 here at the half. Pottsboro on top. Ooh, that's some air. Y'all feel that?
Feels good.
Feels so much better. Okay, so we are going to head on up to Blizzard for some stats on the first half. Blizz, can you hear us?
Yeah, y'all ready?
We're ready.
All right, we'll start with the house stats. Austin Haley is 11 of 21 passing, 149 yards, but with 3 interceptions so far tonight. And on those 21 pass attempts, I bet he's been hit at least 14 times tonight. We'll go to the running game. Carson Daniels has 11 carries for 14 yards. Antoine Rattler has 3 carries for 2 yards, and Austin Haley was sacked 1 time for a loss of 10 yards. Receiving, we have Cooper Jones leading the way, 5 catches for 78 yards. Caleb McNutt, 3 for 44. Ryan Huff, 2 for 16. And Ethan Lopez, 1 for 11. Howe doesn't have many penalties tonight, as they have 4 for 35 yards. Pottsboro on defense is led by Jake Kubik, who has 5 tackles, an interception, and he did take that interception back to the house for 6. Cooper Townsley has 4 tackles, and he has 2 interceptions. Cole Bynum has 4 tackles and a sack. And Big Bailey May has 5 tackles. He's been the reason the Bulldogs can't run the ball tonight. He is just pushing his way through that Bulldogs offensive line.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, he is.
We'll jump into the Pottsboro stats on offense. Jet Carroll is 4 of 5 passing for 64 yards and a touchdown. Halen Flanagan is 2 of 2 passing for 81 yards and a touchdown. Jet Carroll has 3 carries for 56 yards rushing. Major McBride has 5 carries for 91 yards and 3 touchdowns. Receiving for Pottsboro, Reed Thompson has 2 catches for 47 yards and a touchdown. Jude Bentley has 1 catch for 75 yards and a touchdown. Jake Kubik has 2 catches for 12, and Carson Gibson has 1 catch for 11 yards. Pottsboro does have a lot of penalties so far tonight. They have 6 for 75 yards.
Wow.
On defense, Howe is led by Caleb Mormon with 3 tackles, Austin Haley with 2, Cooper Jones adds 1, Braden Smith with 1, Andrew Bertam with 1, Antoine Rattler with 3, and Landon Duty with 1.
Thank you very much, Blizz. We got some scores from the district as well as the area. Justin, do you want to do some district scores?
Yeah, let me do the district scores. Bonham leads Commerce. It's close to the end of the half, 42-26. So that's a barn burner there over in Commerce. Mount Vernon leads Rains at the half, 35-7. Winsboro and Mineola in a tight one. That's at the half. You have unless that's updated there. It's 21-14 is the score I had. With Winsboro leading that one.
Okay.
And then, of course, this game, 42-0 Pottsboro over Howe.
Scores around Texoma that I've got: Pottsboro at Ponder tonight, 21-6. That's a minute 24 left in the first half. I've got Wiley East in at home against Sherman. The Bearcats are up 18-0 at half. Pilot Point and Peaster. Pilot Point winning on the road at half, 21-7. Tom Bean losing with 2:14 left in the second quarter, 35-0 against Bowles. S&S on the road at Blue Ridge tonight, 7-6. That's a good game. S&S on top of Blue Ridge at the half. Just some more scores in Texoma. Bells at Leonard tonight. Leonard at home, 22-6. Bells on top of Leonard. That's kind of surprising. White Right at Gunner tonight. Gunner up at the half, 49-0. I have I think that's all I'm getting as far as Texoma area games.
Let's go take a break real quick. We'll bring it back and maybe bring money back.
Independent Financial is proud to support Howe ISD and their hardworking students, teachers, and staff. We share your vision for a brighter tomorrow and a championship season. For every challenge, Independent Financial has you covered. Our team can suggest a wide range of financial products to make your personal banking fast and easy. Plus, we have the know-how to deliver the game-changing business banking solutions. Independent Financial, your community in your corner. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
We are at the half. Let's recap this first half for you. And we'll go over highlights as we get ready. Nope, that one. So Pottsboro won the coin toss. They decided to receive the football first. And it took them hardly any time at all to move down the field. They did so on 2 plays and 45 yards and scored on this 41-yard touchdown by Major McBride. And this is going to be a handoff to the near side. Looking out. And to the 30, first down run. Breaks another tackle to the 20, to the 10, to the 5, into the end zone as he waves his hand goodbye to Wesley Inge. Yeah, I don't know that should have been a penalty, I would think. However, Pottsboro took the early lead, 7-0, 11-13 on the clock there. Howe took it and looked pretty good on offense, starting from their own 10-yard line, however. Antoine Rattler bobbled it a little bit on the Tech Wave kickoff. They moved it all the way up to the 24-yard line in Pottsboro territory, but turned it over on downs. Pottsboro took it with 6:10 left to go in the first from their own 35-yard line and scored 2 plays 65 yards later on a 43-yard run by McBride. Will get the carry over right tackle here, and he escapes another defender and a missed tackle and another missed tackle, and here goes McBride down the sideline for a touchdown. And his second of the night brought it to 14-0. Pottsboro in the lead with 5:27 left to go in the first. Howe took it from their own 10-yard line. Do we have the interception? And it was Kubek on the interception here. Haley will drop back to pass, throws across the middle, and it's picked off at the 30-yard line, coming near side. Look out, Jet Carroll to the 10, to the 5. That's not Carroll, that's Kubik. Touchdown, Pottsboro, 21-0 at that point with 4:41 left to go in the first. Howe took it at their own 25-yard line, and again, Haley was picked off, this time by Cooper Townsley, and we don't have that one. But Pottsboro quickly took the ball down the field. They only needed 39 yards to do so after the interception. And it was a 5-play, 39-yard drive and a 3-yard touchdown by McBride, his third of the night. And this is going to be Carroll handed to McBride, trying to get across, and he's in. Touchdown, Pottsboro. And that moved the score up 28-0 with $1:46 left to go in the first quarter. Howe's drive on the next series, 76-yard touchdown from Flanagan to Bentley. And Flanagan, a high snap, pumps left, throws deep ball left, looking for Warman, and over his head, Bentley caught it. He's off to the races. Kiss him goodbye. 10-5, Bentley on the touchdown. That one goes 76 yards. 2 plays, 82 yards on the drive, 1:04 off the clock. That brought our score to 35-0. Pottsboro on top with 7:28 left to go in the second. Howe's next drive started at their own 20-yard line, marched down the field, but had to punt after 8 plays. Pottsboro got it back at the 3:15 mark at their own 26-yard line, went 3 plays, 74 yards, and scored on this passing play. He'll throw it deep down the field, looking for the end zone, and it's caught about 8 yards deep in the end zone. That was Carroll to Thompson, 3 plays, 74 yards on the drive, a minute off the clock, and brought our halftime score to 42-0, and that's where we are getting ready to start the second half. As the team's on the field, Howe's going to start with the football first, so we'll see if the Bulldogs can look better on both sides of the ball. They really have a lot of work to do, not only just defensively, but offensively. Their offensive line's got to figure out a way somehow to stop Bailey May. He is creating all kinds of havoc with that very young offensive line. And May is kind of doing a number on a couple of those young kids up there.
He's probably the defensive MVP for sure of that of the game right now.
I think Charlie Vera and Malin Walker have their hands completely full. As the smoke from the Pottsboro tunnel is still on the field and it's just kind of hanging there. And a matter of fact, the kickoff team for Pottsboro is just kind of just sitting right in the smoke, which is laying right on the turf. Not much wind at all tonight, obviously. As Caroline, how does it look down there? I can't even see some of the players. She's not down there yet.
It's like a fog still.
It does. It looks like a fog, like at Green Bay or something.
Yeah. It looks like the morning fog, like it's just kind of sitting on the turf. It's maybe starting to waft its way through.
Well, Howe's going to start the foot. The smoke is kind of moving its way towards the concession stand, but it's just kind of hanging there, right in between the hash marks too, right in the middle of the field.
Like right in the field of play,
and
literally.
There's really no way you could start the game right now because, I don't. It's one of those where it probably doesn't look as bad on the field to the players when you're in it as it does up here.
Yeah.
No, it looks bad. You can't see. You can't see. Very, very spooky.
Yeah. What do we? Is it? Next will be a UIL outlaw of smoke.
Yeah. I think it's
I think maybe it's starting to at least. Okay, it's at the 40. It's at the 35. Starting to move a little bit now, at least. It is starting to move. We're sitting here.
Play by play
of the smoke moving to the north.
We've reached new heights here.
It's completely cleared of the south end of the field now, just about. Still barely some lingering smoke, but I think we're getting pretty close here. It's starting to move off the field. We're getting pretty close. Cooper Jones and Caleb Warman back deep to receive this kick. They stand at the 5-yard line. Marina will stand about 8 yards away from the football. It's on the right hash. They'll be kicking toward the concession stand to start this second half. Pottsboro leading 42-0, and we're getting pretty close to getting underway here. You can't let all of it go, right? But if I were Pottsboro and they blew the whistle right now, I would kick it over here to Rattler, who does have some smoke still in his face. So it appears that we have an Austin Haley alert. He's about 40 yards away from being second all-time, I hear.
Only 40, okay.
I mean, I think from what I heard, Blake said that he had 180. Is that right? I could be wrong.
Is that right, Blake?
Maybe Blake got caught up in the smoke. We got to be ready now, right? It's
surely
just about off the field. We've got to get this thing going. We've been here a long time tonight. So now the whistles blow. The Tech Wave kickoff is in the air. It's going to go deep to Caleb Warman, who will take it at the 10-yard line. It goes off of his chest. He has to go and try to fight for it. And that's 3 kickoffs that Howe has bobbled tonight and had to start at their own 10-yard line thereabouts because of a muffed kickoff. And Howe will start here at their own 13-yard line.
And unfortunately, Howe hasn't been like other teams who've been able to muff punts or muff kickoffs, pick them up, and then run them back the other way. They've fumbled them and kicked them around, and they have to end up with bad field position.
So here we go. It'll be Haley back out in the gun. Howe will start from their own 13-yard line. On 1st and 10, left to right. Haley, handoff Daniels up the middle. He's trying to fight for yardage, and I'm not sure he's going to get positive yardage. Slung backwards, a loss of about 2. Back near the 10-yard line. They'll mark him, say, at the 11, so that's not a good start for Howe.
There was a lot of white jerseys in the box, kind of waiting for Daniels to come through there, and, yeah, loses 2 yards on that one.
They may even lose 3. Is that 3? Well, they'll spot it, I guess, at the 11. Loss of 2. Haley is going to flea flicker it back to Haley after he gave it to Daniels, and he fires it down the field for Caleb McNutt, and it falls incomplete. Has pretty good coverage over there by the cornerback, who didn't fall asleep. He never left the tracks, and that was Marina in coverage on McNutt.
Coach Cater pulling out all the stops there. A little flea flicker to start the second half.
He handed it to Daniels, and Daniels turned around and flipped it back to Haley, and Haley launched it down the field for McNutt, but not enough. And it'll be 3rd down and about 12, 13. Haley rolls out of the pocket to the right, looking down the field, fires it low for Huff, and it's incomplete at the 23-yard line. He had to go down and try to make the catch on a sliding type of situation, and it was just too low. And it'll be 4th down and punt time for Howe at their own 11-yard line.
Yeah, he had to hurry up and get rid of that. I believe that was Corbin House, number 78, if I'm not mistaken. Blake may have to correct me on that, but he was coming right at Haley and may have disrupted the throw there.
So now Haley looked like for a moment they were going to try to go for it, but now he backs up in punt formation, stands at his own 4, low snap, and he punts it away. A wobbly kick going to be taken at the 45-yard line on the House side of the field by Kubik. He makes Ryan Huff miss, now comes left side, and is at the 15, is at the steps out of bounds at the 20-yard line. Michael Riddle was popped, and he might have been blindsided there. There's a flag down.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a block in the back or blindside block, yeah.
So the flag is down at the 30. And this will be, they're going to start marking this one off. Yeah, that was one of those hits that you can't make in 2021. It was a great hit in 1991.
Not anymore.
Can't do it today. So that'll spot Pottsboro back near midfield at the Howe 47-yard line.
Can't earhole him anymore.
Can't do it. 10:55 on the clock. And Pottsboro from the plus side of the field at the 47. And this will be Carroll. Escapes one defender. Can't escape Jaron Grisham, who finally drags him down. A 5 or 6 yard loss back on the Pottsboro side of the field at the 47-yard line.
Grisham will get credit for the sack, but give credit to Colin Young for creating pressure there and creating havoc there on Carroll, and Jaron Grisham able to finish him off.
So 2nd down and long for Carroll, and this will be a handoff to McBride, who makes one man miss. Now he's coming near side. It's a foot race. McBride looking for a block, gets a great block on Warman, and McBride will step out of bounds inside the 20-yard line, and Warman was just manhandled over there by a Cardinal receiver, and McBride got an extra 10 yards.
You said made one man miss. They're lucky he made 2 men miss there in the backfield. He had 2 of them. 2 defenders had him dead to right, and he split right between them, and then was off. Had a lot of green pasture in front of him. Luckily, they were able to save the touchdown.
Carroll with McBride to his left, 3 receivers up top, and he's going to keep it himself. The ball's on the turf, and he has to go back and get it. It was a read option, and he tried to pull it from McBride, and McBride maybe tried to pull it from him, and it was a loss of 5 back to the 25-yard line.
Yeah, when you're trying to read the defense to decide if you're going to pull it or let the running back take it, sometimes that happens.
2nd down and 15 for Pottsboro, moving right to left. Carroll in the gun, gets it, looks right, throws right, wide open is Reed Thompson, who makes the catch. and dragging a man to the first down marker. And about a 15-yard gain on that easy pass and catch to the right side.
I looked over at Jude Bentley, who was there in the flats, thought about him, but went ahead and get it to Townsley, who was not covered.
Was it Townsley?
I thought that was Townsley. It may have been Thompson.
So here is Carroll, and Pottsboro moves a little bit early. And hopefully they catch Pottsboro this time and not Howe as they did earlier, but that's going to be Gabe Clayton, the left guard, who jumped just a little bit early.
Yep, and they called it on him.
And they'll back that one up. So Pottsboro will have it at the Howe 17, it appears, after the penalty.
That's been Pottsboro's only blemish tonight, is just having some false start penalties there on their offensive line.
After this play, we'll check down with our Night Furniture sideline reporter, Caroline Slauson. It's 3rd down and 7 here, however. 3 receivers at the bottom. And looking that way is Carroll. Now he's going to tuck it and run. A shoestring tackle by Carson Daniels can't happen. He breaks that tackle. He also breaks the tackle of Austin Haley before finally going down in the arms of Wesley Inge inside the 10-yard line. Caroline Slauson, how are things going down there right now?
Unfortunately, not any better as we're and Shear over here, but we can still hope.
We got to hold him right here, man in motion from left to right. As Carroll gets it, he's going to go to the left side, flag down. He escapes one defender, hit hard and brought down out of bounds. And that is Haley, who popped him.
Boy, Haley, who's been getting popped.
He lowered the boom.
He's delivering punishment there at strong safety. Still out there lowering his shoulder and sticking his nose in there, not afraid. Showing no fear.
Right now, it's at the 12-yard line, but Howe jumped off sides, apparently.
And that'll give Pottsboro a first down.
So now it'll be 1st and goal from the 4-yard line for Pottsboro. And Carroll is going to look right side in the end zone, fires it. A flag is down. An easy touchdown by Reed Thompson is caught on the W. And Howe, however, there's a flag, and we'll have to check and see what that is.
Block below the waist, I believe.
So it's going to be, you're right, block below the waist against Pottsboro. So mark off the touchdown. And they'll back it up to the 19-yard line after the 15-yard penalty.
Yeah, this drive's been a little bit marred by penalties for Pottsboro.
So it'll still be a 1st and goal situation for the Cardinals, but way back to the 19-yard line. And Carroll in the gun, McBride to his right, 3 receivers down at the bottom. That's Flanagan, rather, into the game at quarterback. And Flanagan looks right side. Throw in, and that's going to be way off the target of Thompson. Incomplete as he missed Thompson by about 5 to 10 yards. Nowhere close. 2nd down and goal from the 19. 9th play of the drive for Pottsboro coming up.
There's definitely either some miscommunication, kind of a down-out route. I don't know if he expected him to go farther out or what, but that was miscommunication there between the receiver and quarterback.
So Flanagan still in the game at quarterback. 3 receivers to the right, and he'll hand off to McBride. A big hole on the right side, and he escapes the tackle of one and cannot escape the tackle of Wesley Inge, who will get him after a few yards there to about the 18-yard line. So what is that, a 1-yard gain? A nice job by Inge there, the senior we heard on the senior spotlight today.
Bulldogs doing a little bit better here on this possession, trying to make runs minimal.
3rd down and goal from the 18. Flanagan. No, it is Flanagan, and he undershoots his wide receiver. And it falls incomplete at about the 7-yard line. And on that attempted reception was Cameron Saunders. And it falls incomplete. We called him Wild Thing. Used to coach Cameron Saunders back in the day in baseball. Got a pretty good right arm, but he not always on target, so to speak. So here's Marina for a 35-yard field goal attempt from the right hash. High snap brought down on the tee, plenty of leg, way up high, and that one is good. It would have been good from 45, maybe 50. So Marina bangs it through. We have a new score at Bulldog Stadium, 45-0, 7:17 on the clock in the third. We'll be back.
Corfit Gym on Hanning Street in Howe is a full gym stocked with all the cardio and weightlifting equipment you could need. They also have a couple of new tanning beds. Corfit Gym has 4 personal trainers available and features sports performance programs for athletes. At Corfit Gym, memberships are only $40 for the entire family or $30 per individual. Corfit Gym is on Facebook and located at 300 Hanning Street in Howe. Call them at 469-371-0603.
You're invited to Bucksnort BBQ in downtown Van Alstyne, Texas. Your friends and neighbors say it's the best barbecue in North Texas. Now it's your turn to come taste the difference. Click on bucksnortbbq.com for complete information. That's bucksnortbbq.com. BucksnortBBQ.com has everything, including store location, menus, hours of operation, and much more. We'll see you there.
The Tech Wave kickoff is going to be taken at the 6-yard line by Cooper Jones, coming to the middle of the field, looking for a lane which is closed pretty quickly, and Jones will go down right about the 24-yard line, 25 perhaps, where Howe will set up shop. Your scoring drive recap for Pottsboro, your hit exterior scoring drive recap was 10 plays and 22 yards, and it took about 3.5 minutes off the clock. And it was a 35-yard field goal by Deonis Morena to give us our new score, 45-0. As Haley and company come back out on the field for the second time here in the second half. Haley and Daniels will be in the backfield. Jones and Huff to the right. McNutt and Lopez up top. And this will be a handoff to Daniels over left tackle, skipping and escaping for a couple of yards. And Daniels hasn't had huge lanes to run in tonight. Matter of fact, he's had some big losses at times, but finds positive yardage there for about 2 or 3 yards.
Yeah, that time Kenny Morris, the big boy, was in there. They've had him and
Haley flag down, throwing deep for Cooper Jones, who makes the catch at the 45 on the Pottsboro side, and he's going to roll his way down to about the 40. The flag was on Pottsboro as they caught him again. And Haley and Walker just snapped it.
Well, just making a living off there and then get it to one of your best players, your best athletes. Just let him go downfield. And Cooper Jones, he got behind the coverage and down into Cardinal territory.
Ball at the 40 in Pottsboro territory. Haley and Daniels in the backfield. Now they look to the side to Coach Cater and Coach Jay and Coach Garrett, and they figure out what the play is going to be. 1st and 10 as Lopez goes in motion. They fake the counter action. Haley in trouble, and he just throws it away. That was dangerous, but he threw it right in the pocket where nobody was, and it's going to be 2nd down and 10. And Haley escaped danger of getting popped again.
Yeah, dangerous play of where he threw it, but smart move to get rid of it before he took some punishment there.
So 2nd down and 10, left to right go the Bulldogs in all black tonight. Traditional home uniforms of all black. Black helmets, black jerseys, black pants. 2nd down and 10. Haley drops back 3 steps, setting up the screen. Cooper Jones looking for blocks. Makes a defender miss and spins down after about maybe 4 yards up to the 35-yard line. Maybe give him 5 on that play.
They do a lot with that wide receiver, that middle screen to get it to Jones.
The helmet came off of Jones, so he has to come off the field. And it'll be Colin Murphy checking on. 3rd down and 5. This is a big play for Jones to be off the field. Daniels in the backfield. Haley looks over. Murphy playing that role in the Cooper Jones slot position is on the right hash. Haley wants it on 3rd and 5. Give to Daniels up the middle. He's got a 1st down and more. 20, 15, rumbling, bumbling as the Moose is loose to the 10-yard line.
Boy, he got a big old hole, and he was rumbling and stumbling and bumbling all the way down inside the 20-yard line. Big hole, big lane there for Carson Daniels. The biggest run he's had tonight by far.
They'll mark it at the 12. So Howe in good position here. Knocking on the door in Pottsboro territory. 1st down and 10. They can get a first down at about the 2-yard line. Haley is going to hand to Daniels again, right tackle. This time not much doing. He's going to be drugged down. And a nice play there by that big old defensive line. And one of them being a monstrous human being of Kenny Morris.
Yeah, Morris and May. That was who I was trying to say earlier. Morris and May, those two big kids in the middle. It seemed like they interchange them. But those two kids have been wreaking havoc in the backfield, the Bulldogs.
Howe needs to score. 2nd down and 12. And again, they look over to the side. 2-yard loss there for Daniels after a big pickup. 4:54 and rolling here in the third. Haley fakes it to Daniels, throws across the middle, and it's going to be intercepted. Again, picked off by Haley, his 4th interception of the night. Not a good night for Austin Haley. And on the pick this time for Pottsboro is going to be Deonis Morena, his first of the night.
I couldn't tell. Was that intended for Lopez or Huff?
I'm not sure, but I've never seen Haley struggle like this.
Yeah.
I've not once. Not in 4th grade, 5th grade, 6th grade. No. At no time have I seen Haley struggle like this.
So this is the worst game of his career, you think?
For sure. 1st down and 10 for Pottsboro as they turn it around, go the other way. McBride, who's being gang tackled. Luis Gonzalez was drugged for about 5 yards, and finally Colin Young brings him down after about a 9-yard gain.
Luis Gonzalez.
Well, Gonzalez is still playing with some fire. He didn't care that it's 45-0, and they're wrapping up the running back and bringing him down hard.
So ball spotted now at the 22, and this is Carroll who overshoots his receiver. And it goes out of bounds. It'll be 3rd down and 1 as Carroll tried to set up the screen over there to his wide receiver, and it just sailed right over his head.
Pottsboro down up 45-0, still throwing the ball.
Carroll and McBride in the backfield. And Crosby's going to chase, but Carroll's going to run the other way around the right edge, trying to escape a couple of defenders, and does. He's off to the races, being chased down by Crosby, who has an angle, but on the far side, I believe it's going to be Luis Gonzalez, who ran him down.
Looks like a holding penalty on Pottsboro.
And that one's coming back, thankfully for Bulldog fans. But Luis Gonzalez,
man,
ran him down all the way to the 30-yard line. That is about a 50-yard sprint by Gonzalez, who ran down the quarterback. That's impressive.
And he's playing on the defensive line.
You know what? And he doesn't. Where is he? Is he still out there?
Yeah.
So Gonzalez does all of that, and does he tap out? No.
He got the penalty, though.
So the penalty was on him?
Yeah, the penalty was on him. I guess the ref just couldn't throw his flag far enough.
So was it a face mask?
No, it was a late hit out of bounds.
Was it really a late hit out of bounds?
No, it was not.
I didn't think so either, but here we are. Pottsboro down on the house side of the field at the 20. And this is going to be a throw in the end zone, and it falls incomplete. Warmond in coverage. And Carroll trying to hit his intended receiver, which is Cameron Saunders again. Wild thing. And it'll be 2nd down and 10 as the pass falls incomplete, just shy of the end zone. So Pottsboro still trying to hammer it down, looking for 11 in a row over Howe. Carroll still throwing, and he throws out, and this one's going to be caught on the far side and making a man miss. Looks like a 1st down reception. Is that Thompson? And I think it is. So close to a 1st down, but not quite. It'll be 3rd down and about 2.5, 3 yards for Pottsboro as they'll move the ball up to about the 11-yard line. Carroll is going to run this one. He bounces it out to the right, cuts it up inside. I think he has enough for a first, or going to be right at it. Inside the 10 to the 9, and I think that's where he had to get for the first. We'll check and see. Yep. And they'll move the sticks. Caroline, how's it going down there?
I don't know if y'all can see. I got my kid down here.
Oh,
I see it right
And
there.
he has taken the microphone and yelling, "Go Bulldogs," into the microphone.
Here is an incomplete pass about 3 yards deep in the end zone as Carroll trying to hit his receiver, and it just one-hopped him a little bit and falls incomplete. And now the Cardinals looking at a second down and goal from the 9. Oh, my.
I'm so sorry.
Was that Go Bulldogs?
So sorry.
Was that
How did
Go
he turn
Bulldogs?
that on?
Second down and goal. A man in motion from right to left. And this is Carroll and McBride. They fumble it, but McBride ends up with it, and he ends up in the end zone. A 9-yard touchdown for McBride. I think that's his 4th of the night.
Yeah.
And Pottsboro extends their lead on up to 51-0 over Howe. With 2:44 remaining in the third.
It's interesting, Pottsboro is still throwing the ball and running their hurry-up offense. Still up 45-0.
And the PAT looks good, and it is. And we have a new score in Howe, Texas. It's 52-0. Pottsboro in the lead.
Douglas Distributing is proud to sponsor the Howe Bulldogs. Douglas Distributing has been a diversified energy supplier since 1981. They offer fuel solutions for commercial, industrial, and residential applications through North Texas and Southern Oklahoma. This family-owned and operated business strives to be your go-to company for all your fuel needs. From commercial fuels, DEFs, and lubricants, they've got everything to keep your business moving forward. Call Douglas Distributing today, 903-893-1181.
Since 2011, Scoggins Funeral Home and Crematory has walked with hundreds of families through the most overwhelming time of their lives. Their job is simple: to make this season a little easier. What you can expect is a no-pressure, people-first philosophy, custom services for memorials that you'll remember forever, and reasonable pricing. Tommy and Bobby K. Scoggins have built a reputation over the past 30 years in the funeral business for making every family feel at home. Visit ScogginsFuneralHome.com or call 903-482-5225.
The Tech Wave kickoff is taken at the 10-yard line by Caleb Warman, who will move it on up to the 24, where Howe will start. Your hit exterior scoring drive recap for Pottsboro: 5 plays, 88 yards. It took 1:56 off the clock. And a 9-yard touchdown by McBride, his 4th of the night, brings our new score to 52-0 with 2:44 remaining here in the third period. And Howe will now have the ball moving left to right towards the south end zone at Bulldog Stadium from their own 24. And Haley and Rattler and Daniels all in the backfield here. And this will be Rattler on the carry to the left side. Skips over a defender but can't break that last tackle. Back to the line of scrimmage. And it'll be second down and 10. A nice play there by the
Gibson.
Yeah, it was Carson Gibson who made. That's another player I coached in baseball a long time ago. Second down and 10. So Haley and company look to the side. Rattler still into the game. So Jones is on the far side. So it's Ethan Lopez who's out, the receiver out, in order for Rattler to be in. Second down and 10, and Rattler moves out of the backfield. And this is going to be a swing pass to him. It's read immediately, and right there on him are 2 Cardinal defenders, unblocked, right on top of Rattler, and that's going to be a loss back to the 19-yard line.
Yeah, that's...
Unblocked. And it'll be third down and 15 for Howe, who couldn't have this clock move any quicker tonight at this point. Then Howe's moving backwards. And they've been moving backwards a lot throughout this game. A lot of plays for negative yardage tonight, uncharacteristic for this Bulldog offense. Haley to Rattler on the carry around the left edge, looking for the trying to get outside, and he can't do it. He can't outrun those Cardinal defenders. He does get about 5 yards, maybe 6, up to the 25-yard line, but a 4th and 9 is coming up.
Had Daniels blocking ahead of him. He's on the right side, and Daniels on the left of him, and just trying to follow Daniels around that left side. And gets an open field, but Pottsboro's done a pretty good job of tackling tonight.
They do a great job of tackling. they can tackle. And they don't get sarcastic claps from the stands when they tackle. 4th down and 9 as Haley will go back to punt, and he punts this one away. A low end-over-end kick. Should get a pretty good bounce, and does. Over to the Pottsboro side, and it'll be killed at the 44-yard line by Cooper Jones. And Pottsboro now will move right to left on this next possession.
I kind of mentioned last time, I'm kind of curious to see if Pottsboro continues to just throw the ball. It's up 52-0 now.
24 seconds on the clock before the 4th quarter. And I'm with you, Justin.
The game's well in hand. I mean, I know you want to work on your offense, but man.
And Flanagan into the game at quarterback. 3 receivers up top, 1 down here at the bottom. And Flanagan is going to hand, who's hit hard at the line of scrimmage. And Carson Daniels just took the head off. And now Luis Gonzalez is walking backwards. I'm not sure what happened there. Could be.
Gonzalez in 57, gotten a little scuffle.
So Gonzalez comes off the field, and Charlie Vera will come on. So Gonzalez might have thrown an arm or something there. We don't know. There's a flag down, and this will be against Howe, it appears. Or is it? They're not walking. Oh, personal foul against Pottsboro.
Yeah, I was surprised. I would have been really surprised had it been on Gonzalez. Gonzalez was on the ground, and 57 was standing over him.
As I coach Poe all the way out to the numbers here, he's pretty upset.
Yeah, he wants an explanation there from the referee, but this one's moving back all the way back to the 29-yard line.
Way back.
So it'll be 2nd down. And a long way to go. Looks like about 25, perhaps.
Yep.
And Hunter Flanagan still in the game at quarterback. And now Jaron Grisham and Colin Young and Charlie Vera on the field on the defensive line. And Big Bird into the game. Braden Smith. And also on the other side is Landon Duty. So some and Asher Reinhardt into the game on offense as a cornerback.
Get some of the reserves playing time.
Yeah, a few different faces in there. So Flanagan will come to the line of scrimmage. He's going to run it around the right end. And he's got a big lane. He makes Austin Haley miss. He's off to the races. Asher Reinhardt makes him fumble, but I think he got back on it. There's a scramble for it, and a flag is down at the 35. And Howe continues to keep fighting here as Reinhardt got his paw on it. That's the end of the 3rd quarter. We're heading to 4th quarter, and it's all Pottsboro tonight. We'll be right back right after this.
This is Coach David Dubose, former Bulldogs head coach and athletic director. Jody and I still love the Dogs and ask that you show your support by joining the Howe Athletic Booster Club. Their mission is the same as it was in the 90s. They support all Howe athletics, girls and boys, middle school and high school. Good luck to all the Howe teams in the coming school year.
This is Coach Jay. It's only $25 to become a member. From the alumni to the current fans and parents, we ask you to back the Dogs and become a member today. Visit Howe Athletic Booster Club on Facebook. Bulldog pride never dies.
I'm attorney Micah Belden, an old-school black and white Howe Bulldog. In criminal defense, you need someone who fights like a bulldog. Call me now if you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas. My number is 903-744-4252. We'll set up a free consultation. You will find out that I'm rough, tough, and I can't get enough. I'm board certified in criminal law by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization, Principal Office, Sherman, Texas. Visit my website at shermancriminallawyer.com.
A few fans start piling out of here as the 4th quarter begins. Pretty good crowd along the way from the red town. The red shirts over there. Bulldogs and Pottsboro come back out on the field. 1st and 10 for Pottsboro, moving left to right now towards the south end zone. And it'll be Flanagan from the Howe 39-yard line in shotgun formation. And he wants to throw the screen pass out right, and it's caught and dropped right through the hands of his intended receiver, Reed Thompson. And it's now 3rd down. Or is it second? 2nd down and 10.
I think Thompson heard footsteps there because McNutt was going to light him up if he caught that ball. As they still are passing the ball.
11:55 on the clock here in the 4th. 2nd down and 10. And Flanagan in the shotgun. And he will roll out to the left side, and he gets a pretty good tackle on him by Austin Haley. But an injured Bulldog is down, and I think that's Luis Gonzalez. As Gonzalez has played a whale of a game tonight, but he is down on the ground at about the 40-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 10 after the great tackle by Haley. And looks like Ricky Ake and company are headed out to see how Luis Gonzalez is doing. And if this is an extended injury, we'll take a timeout. But, Justin, we'll keep it right here for now.
Okay. A quick score around our district. Winsboro and Mineola are tied at 28. And then Bonham is leading Commerce 42-32. That's in the 3rd quarter.
Wow. Bonham. Them Warriors are turning it around pretty quickly, aren't they?
They are. Hal's got Winsboro next week. We make the long trip to
that's going to be a long one. We got some long ones ahead of us, boys and girls. Yes. I don't know. Our girls not going to go with us. Caroline's backing out. So we will have somebody special will join our broadcast next week. Fuzzy. Jason Smith. I was broadcast partner with him for many years in Denison, and he was our sideline guy back many years ago, about 20 years ago. I said, hey, if you want to do it, come on. Caroline said she couldn't make it, so he said, oh, what the heck, I'll come out of retirement for a game or so. 3rd down and 10 as Flanagan, we're back to play. He'll roll out right under pressure, and now sacked from behind. Jaron Grisham gets him, and that's going to be a loss back to the 43-yard line.
Good job by Grisham. Good hustle there by him to stay in pursuit. Grisham not the fastest guy, but good hustle by him to take down Flanagan there in the backfield.
So that'll bring Pottsboro's punt team on for the first time tonight.
Yeah, we have not seen this.
So back deep will be Cooper Jones to return this sucker, as it'll be Marina who will stand at his own 42-yard line. Cooper Jones will go inside the 10, backpedals to about the 6. We'll see where this lands. And a long snap, not much pressure. McNutt the only one close, a high wobbly kick. Jones will let it bounce inside the 20 and be killed right there at about the 18-yard line. So Howe will set up shop, and Haley just kind of barely jogging off there. It looks like he's exhausted. He's been chased and hit all night long.
And he's been he's been chasing and hitting on defense too. That's the thing. He's been getting knocked around there in the backfield, but he's still playing safety out there on defense.
11:29 on the clock in the 4th quarter. And Howe will take it from their own 18-yard line. And you know, Haley is just a warrior out there. As you know, we're not singling out just Haley, but there's a lot of them out there that are warriors. Luis Gonzalez.
Oh, yeah.
Is a warrior. He goes over there and gets him some water. Looks like he's going to be okay. And here comes Haley, and Murphy is into the game. He's in for Ethan Lopez. Colin Murphy. And here's the snap back to Haley. Gives to Daniels around the left edge. The ball is out. And it was just punched out. And I think Howe's able to get back on it. And it was Charlie Vera recovered the fumble down the field at the 33-yard line.
I think just somebody poked that out from behind on Daniels and was right there on the carpet, right into the hands of a Cardinal. Somehow Vera able to come up with it.
Daniels in the backfield. Murphy and McNutt down at the bottom. Jones and Huff up top. Jones goes in motion with 11:03 on the clock. A give to Daniels over right tackle. And still fighting for yardage. Not much there, maybe a yard, maybe two. The ball is secure, and he'll cross the 30 to the 31-yard line.
Old 79, Kenny Morris still in there, able to shed his block and make a tackle. He's still causing problems back there in that backfield.
So Haley wants it and now turns and looks to the coaching staff. 3 receivers on the near side with Jones, Murphy, and McNutt. Huff by himself up top. Daniels moves to the right side of Haley. And Haley wants to throw. Near side, it's going to be McNutt caught, looking for a block from Vasquez. Gets one, comes near side. It's going to be gang tackled and a first down at the 41-yard line. A nice job of McNutt recognizing where the defenders are, stopped, put his foot in the ground, and went the other way.
Yeah, those are good yards after catch there by McNutt. Good job hitting him by to make something after the catch.
11-yard gain on the pass from Haley to McNutt. The 3 receivers now go to the right side. The actual 2 slots will be bunched together on the right with Huff and McNutt by himself. Haley waits for McNutt to get set and then hands off to Daniels along the right side. He's got a big hole. Look out, 40, 35-30. Gets a good block from Huff on the edge, and Daniels is gone. Kiss him goodbye. Carson Daniels, 58 yards. It's touchdown time in Texas.
I was waiting for it. I'll tell you what, as Carson Daniels ran down the field, he was looking for somebody to hit, had his head on a swivel, looking all around, and realized he's got nobody in sight. It was just a foot race to the end zone.
The Moose got loose for 58.
And he was moving. He was moving.
Finally, something to cheer about. And Del Angel will step it off. Haley to hold. Snap back on the tee. Kick is up. Kick is good. Shutout gone.
This is more than a bundle. This is way more than a combo deal. It's your sanctuary, your home field. It's where everything happens. This is your home, your car, your memories. And you want to be sure they're protected with home and auto insurance. As your State Farm agent, I get it. That's why I'm here to help life go right. My name is Ed Meacham, and I'm your Howe State Farm agent. Give me a call at 903-892-3923 or on the web at mredinsurance.com.
At Grayson Cullen Electric Cooperative, GCEC, we have been around for over 80 years and are governed by 7 principles: open and voluntary membership, democratic member control, members' economic participation, autonomy and independence, education, training, and information, cooperation among cooperatives, and concern for community. One of our communities is Howe, Texas, and GCEC is proud to support the Howe Bulldogs.
Your hit exterior scoring drive recap for Howe. 4 plays, 82 yards. Took 2 minutes and 3 seconds off the clock. Capped off by a 58-yard touchdown run by Carson Daniels. Right over right tackle. Got a great block from Ryan Huff on the edge that sprung him. And the shutout's gone. 52-7 our score here. 9:26 left to go in this football game. The Tech Wave kickoff is lined up on the near hash. Daniel Del Angel, 7 yards away, will run to the ball and kick it in the air. A line drive kick and a bounce at the 20. Going to be picked up at the 17. Coming near side is Kubek. Now runs to the middle of the field. Makes a man miss. Makes Colin Murphy miss. Now all the way to the far side near the 45-yard line. Spinning out of a tackle of Ryan Huff and finally out of bounds. Just shy of midfield at the 47-yard line. And Howe's kickoff team gives up about 40 yards, 35 yards every return.
Yeah, they definitely put themselves in a hole to start out. I think if they could get a team to start from just their 20-yard line, 25-yard line, I could maybe swing things a little bit for the Bulldogs.
I mean, at this point, you might just want an onside kick every time.
Yeah. Hope maybe you get a recovery.
First down and 10 left to right. As I believe that's Flanagan, and it is going to hand off up the middle, and that's a big lane up the middle, and that's going to be a score right back at you. McBride, his 5th touchdown of the night. this one his longest. 53 yards on play number 1.
There's nothing to analyze there, Monty. They give it to him, and he went right up the gut. I mean,
untouched.
Just nobody touched him, just in a straight line. A big hole formed on the right side of the line.
I'm not sure he was touched, nor did he make any kind of a move whatsoever. He just ran a straight line, like you said. 53 yards. And Marina, who's been busy tonight on the PATs, and he's been perfect tonight. He's still perfect tonight. Our new score is 59-7. We'll be back right after this.
Coach, we have a problem.
What's that?
We're cheerleaders, and we don't feel very highly motivated today.
What? I don't want to hear talk like that. You know what you girls need? You need some handmade onion rings, a burger, tots, and a shake.
That actually sounds really good.
Now are you motivated?
Yes, sir!
This is how you Sonic.
It's not just good.
It's Sonic good.
Whoa, those onion rings really bring the hammer down.
This is Michelle Castle with Guild Mortgage, welcoming you to Howe Bulldogs football. Guild has been delivering on the promise of home to hundreds of thousands of people just like you for over 60 years. With a big heart and desire to serve, we're committed to making life better in our communities. This is where we live, and we're committed to building it with you.
Guild Mortgage is an equal housing lender company, NMLS 3274. Michelle Castle, NMLS number 231122. Branch address 714 North Travis Street, Sherman, Texas 75090. All loans subject to underwriting approval. Terms and conditions apply. Subject to change without notice.
Your hit exterior scoring drive recap, 1 play, 53 yards. It was a McBride touchdown for that amount of yardage. It took 20 seconds off the clock. Here's your Tech Wave kickoff. Cooper Jones fields it at the 10, coming up the middle of the field, and is going to try to drag defenders for a few yards, and he'll make his way near the 35-yard line. A nice return by Jones up to the 34-yard line. But our new score is 59-7, and we have 8 minutes and 58 painful minutes left to go in this football game.
Run clock run.
Bulldogs come back out on the field. Huff and Jones to the right. I have to check on Ethan Lopez because Murphy now goes in motion in that position. And this will be a give to Daniels again. And once again, he shot out of a cannon for about 6 yards, near the 40 to the 39-yard line. So a good gain of about 5 yards for Daniels on first down.
The offensive line is opening up some holes now, maybe against the second string defensive line from Pottsboro, but still.
Well, Haley in the gun, 2nd down and 5. And now they want the play. They get it. Daniels moves to the right side of Haley. And this will be another give to Daniels. Coming left side. Lowers his shoulder, runs behind his shoulder pads, and picks up a first down at the 44-yard line. So Daniels is running wild here late in the game.
He really is. He kind of...
And then let's not forget, he's playing defense also.
Him and Austin Haley are both lining up on offense and defense.
1st and 10. Howe looks to the sideline. They're moving right to left at the 45-yard line, just shy of midfield. Haley looks right at his 3 receivers to the right side and now gives to Daniels again right up the middle, and he plows forward for about 3 or 4 yards. And it's been the Carson Daniels show up to the 48-yard line. Gain of 4.
Yeah, Daniels in there. It makes me wonder if something's wrong with Antoine Rattler while he's not in there to kind of get some reps.
Again, Ethan Lopez on the bench, and he's limping a little bit, not walking real well, so I'm not sure he'll return. Again, Colin Murphy in that slot position as Haley now wants it on 2nd down and 6. A give to Daniels up the middle, shot out of a cannon again, another first down. Inside Pottsboro territory to the 43-yard line. And give credit where credit's due right up front to the big sophomore and freshman Hogs and Clay White as they're moving the pile.
They really are. They're getting a big push. Again, it may be the second string, but who cares? You're destroying who's in front of you right now and creating big lanes for Carson Daniels.
And that's something, these sophomores and these freshmen going against those, those players, the seniors that they're going against this year, every year that goes by, it gets a little bit easier. And Daniels is finally caught behind the line of scrimmage here. I thought he was going to have some kind of hyperextended knee after a situation. That didn't look very good. And Daniels is kind of slow to get up here, but he's going to come off. I don't think he's injured. I think he's just getting a breather here, and the coaches saw that too. Clay White's coming off the field as he's got some kind of a lower leg issue. It's 2nd down and 10, which will be coming up as Daniels got back to the line of scrimmage, but Clay White is down now.
Gosh, we got Clay White down. We got Daniels limping. We got Lopez who come in the game. He's limping, though. It's kind of the walking wounded here for the Bulldogs right now.
Al's taking a timeout. We'll keep it here. Blake Burnett, what's the Austin Haley number on passing?
1 second, I'll get it for you.
Okay. It's going to be 2nd down and 10 as Coach Jay is in
it's only at 190.
190, so he is 28 away. Is that right?
Yeah, 28 away. He needed 218.
Clay White limping off the field. Looks like a left ankle issue as he's making his way off. So checking into the game will be Aiden Burris into his position at left guard. And Bryce Crosby stays into the game at tailback. Haley checks the right side. Lopez back into the game at the slot. Haley pulls it from Crosby and throws. McNutt has it go in and out of his hands. He caught it and dropped it. That would have been close to a first down. It probably would have been a first down because he had room to run once he caught it, but it falls incomplete. And Haley, who needs 28 yards to move into second all-time, was going to be pretty close right there with that one. That would have been at least half of it. So Haley drops back, wants to throw. Pressure from up the middle, and this is a catch by Jones coming near side. And he's going to be drugged down at about the 30, and that'll move the sticks.
They got him some of his yardage back
There's
there.
13 right there. So now what does he need?
15?
What did we say?
It was 28, right?
Yeah, 15 yards. Mm-hmm. 1st and 10. Haley, 3 receivers to the right. A man jumps across. Free pass, or free play, and the whistles blow. They threw the flag and the whistles blew, and they took the play away from Haley.
Thrown at the 30-yard line.
And they'll get the 5-yard penalty, but not the opportunity to slam it down in the end zone. And Coach Jay wants an explanation there. Why did you stop the play?
Now, Coach Jay's being very calm, though. Let's give credit to Coach Jay. He's not upset or anything. He's accepted, I guess.
So now 25 yards away from pay dirt are the Howe Bulldogs. It's 1st down and 5. And Daniels back into the game. 3 receivers over to the right side. And Murphy back into the game. This is a handoff to Daniels. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, going nowhere but backwards. He tried to bounce it out left. Nothing doing there either. And that's going to be a loss as they'll move it back to, where are they going to spot this sucker?
At the 25.
So they'll give him forward progress to the line of scrimmage. That was kind of them.
And Daniels is still limping out there.
He's had a heck of a second half.
He really has. Kind of curious to see what yardage he has at the end of the game.
2nd down and 5, thereabouts. Haley drops back 3 steps, looks left side, pumps, going for the end zone. McNutt all alone into the end zone. It's touchdown time in Texas. And with that throw, Austin Haley becomes 2nd all-time in passing yards. Move over, Jay Skipworth. Austin Haley is now number 2, and it's touchdown time in Texas.
Good pump fake there by Haley, and good touch. Threw that downfield, and McNutt, all he had to do was just wait for it to fall into his hands. Great execution by the Bulldog offense.
Danielson on to put the exclamation point. Haley to hold. The snap is back. It's on the tee. Danielson's kick is true, and Howe adds 14 to their total tonight with 4:41 left to go in this football game.
Independent Financial is proud to support Howe ISD and their hardworking students, teachers, and staff. We share your vision for a brighter tomorrow and a championship season. For every challenge, Independent Financial has you covered. Our team can suggest a wide range of financial products to make your personal banking fast and easy. Plus, we have the know-how to deliver the game-changing business banking solutions. Independent Financial, your community, in your corner. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
CoreFit Gym on Hanning Street in Howe is a full gym stocked with all the cardio and weightlifting equipment you could need. They also have a couple of new tanning beds. CoreFit Gym has 4 personal trainers available and features sports performance programs for athletes. At CoreFit Gym, memberships are only $40 for the entire family or $30 per individual. CoreFit Gym is on Facebook and located at 300 Hanning Street in Howe. Call them at 469-371-0603.
Your hit exterior scoring drive recap for Howe was 9 plays, 66 yards. It took 4 minutes and 30 seconds off the clock, and it ended on a 25-yard touchdown pass from Haley to McNutt, where Haley becomes the second all-time leading passer in Howe school history on that throw. Howe now trails Pottsboro 59-14, and there's 4:41 left to go in this game. And the Tech Wave kickoff is just about underway as Daniel Del Angel will stand 8 yards away, and he'll run to the football and boot this one away. It's a high pooch kick, going to be taken on the run and fumbled. The ball is recovered by Bentley at the 32-yard line, and that's one of the best things that's happened on a kickoff all night.
I would say I wouldn't mind them doing that all game long.
32-yard line.
So they'll spot it at the 33, and there is 4 minutes and 36 seconds left to go in this football game. And let's see if Pottsboro airs it out here, tries to get it over 60.
We joked earlier off air if maybe they're trying to cover the spread.
Well, I think they probably covered it. What do you think? I don't think the odds were like this going in. Not that anybody makes high school scoring odds, but low snap gets away from Flanagan. He smartly just goes back and falls on it. That's going to be a loss back to the 24-yard line. So a second down and a long way to go. That's about a 10-yard loss for Pottsboro.
Now with Haley, did he pass? Is he still in third place for touchdowns?
He has passed Rick Haney on touchdowns, and he's now in sole possession of third all-time in touchdown passes.
With that throw, with that one.
Well,
there.
he only needed one, and I guess that's true, right?
Yeah, with that one.
That one it was.
Because Daniel scored the other touchdown.
Here's a play for minimal gain. And Pottsboro facing a third down and very long now as ball is spotted at about the 24. No gain on the play there on that rushing attempt. And it's third down and about 20 for Pottsboro as the moon comes creeping above the tree line on the northeast corner of Bulldog Stadium. Flanagan in the gun on 3rd and 20. Snap back, looks right side, throwing it deep down the field. And it's going to be caught and dropped by Reed Thompson at the 48 on the house side of the field. He was in coverage by Tristan Williams, the freshman. And he had Williams beat, but he couldn't hang on to the football.
Williams didn't turn around. I think the whole crowd was telling him to turn around.
So with the drop pass, it'll be 4th down and punt time. For only the second time tonight for Pottsboro. They'll boot it away, and it'll be Marina, whose right leg's probably about to fall off. He's booted so many PATs tonight. Cooper Jones will return this punt. He'll stand at his own 41-yard line. The punt is off. It's a high booming kick. Jones is going to let it bounce at the 47 and roll towards the Pottsboro sideline, start rolling back before it's finally killed. And Howe will set up shop from their own 47-yard line.
So going back to the record, so Haley's passed, he's made 2 jumps.
He made 2 jumps tonight. He passed Jay Skipworth on the passing list. He's now right behind Chase Fountain.
Okay.
And he's got plenty of time to catch him.
Got a season and a half.
And he has now 25 career touchdowns, which is one more than Rick Haining, so he passes him. He came in tied with him for third all-time. So now Haley has that all by himself. Only Skipworth and Fountain ahead of him. And here's a handoff to Daniels over left side, and he's got a lot of room again. Runs over a defender, just throws him to the ground. Daniels, a monster of a run. My goodness, about a 10-yard run.
Well, he's putting out textbook stiff arms there as he's just putting Cardinals to the ground.
My goodness, that was impressive. Daniels. And he just kind of struggles over to the sideline as he's worn smooth out.
He is.
Played both ways and punched people down to the ground. Crosby in the backfield. Crosby gets the carry up the middle. He'll slice his way through the middle of the line for about 5 yards. So second down at about 5 for Howe, inside the 40 to the 38-yard line. Maybe give him 4 there, perhaps.
Yeah, Daniels is going to sleep. He's going to sleep well tonight.
Clay White back in the game at left tackle, or left guard rather. Good to see that. Haley in the gun. Crosby the carry up the middle again, and he'll chew up about 2 or 3 yards, close to the 35-yard line to the 36. Howe with some, at least something to be happy about here in the second half, putting 2 touchdowns on the board. If they hadn't put points on the board in the second half, it would have been same kind of faces that we saw a week ago, I think.
Yeah.
But some positive signs to finish this thing out. They're fighting their way down. Here's a catch by Cooper Jones, who's hit hard across the middle on the bubble screen. And I'm not sure he picked up a whole lot there, but when he came across the middle, he was stuck. And it'll be 4th down and about 3 from the 35, a gain of 1 for Jones. And Clay White comes off the field again. Jones will move over from the right slot to the left with Murphy in for Ethan Lopez. So it's Jones, Murphy, and McNutt down at the bottom. Huff by himself at the top. He's been quiet all night long. And Haley rolls out near side. Looks for Jones. Decides, no, I'm going to throw it deep down the field. Wide open, caught by Murphy at the 12. Rolls inside to the 5. Colin Murphy.
Boy, Murphy just found himself behind the coverage all by himself.
All alone, and Haley, instead of getting the easy pass to Jones, decided, nope, I'm going to go for it, and he hammered it down to Murphy, who was wide open. 30 yards to Murphy. And now Haley's creeping up a little bit towards 300, you would think.
Bulldogs not quitting here.
Crosby will stand next to Haley. Crosby gets the carry up the middle, is met right there. And I think a fumble. I think it was taken away from him. And Pottsboro is going to get the football here inside their own 5-yard line. And Howe, with that great momentum, is turned away. That hurts.
What a way to end the game, basically.
And Haley's up to 259 on the night.
259 for Haley. Another good night. The clock is under a minute. And this thing is all over but the crying. Howe Howe trails 59-14, and that will probably, hopefully, be our final score of the night as Pottsboro comes on the field from their own 5. Surely they'll just take a knee and get out of here. And I think that's going to be the case here.
Yeah, they're bunched up like a victory formation.
So Caroline says she's going to talk to Austin Haley after the game.
Okay.
That he's now second all-time in passing yards, as that's going to be the ball game. And he's now third all-time in touchdown passes. Caroline's yet to do a post-game interview. We're going to get our first one tonight. It'll probably take her a little bit because they're going to go through their routine of handshakes and school songs and all of that. And I am going to head down to the field to see if I can at least get a nod and a wink from from the center, from the sophomore. And tough one tonight. Pottsboro all over Howe. 59-14 will start our Ann's Realty Group postgame show, and we'll be back right after this.
You're invited to Bucksnort BBQ in downtown Van Alstyne, Texas. Your friends and neighbors say it's the best barbecue in North Texas. Now it's your turn to come taste the difference. Click on bucksnortbbq.com for complete information. That's bucksnortbbq.com. Bucksnortbbq.com has everything, including store location, menus, hours of operation, and much more. We'll see you there. Douglas Distributing is proud to sponsor the Howe Bulldogs. Douglas Distributing has been a diversified energy supplier since 1981. They offer fuel solutions for commercial, industrial, and residential applications through North Texas and southern Oklahoma. This family-owned and operated business strives to be your go-to company for all your fuel needs. From commercial fuels, DEFs, and lubricants, they've got everything to keep your business moving forward. Call Douglas Distributing today, 903-893-1181.
Since 2011, Scoggins Funeral Home and Crematory has walked with hundreds of families through the most overwhelming time of their lives. Their job is simple: to make this season a little easier. What you can expect is a no-pressure, people-first philosophy, custom services for memorials that you'll remember forever, and reasonable pricing. Tommy and Bobby K. Scoggins have built a reputation over the past 30 years in the funeral business for making every family feel at home. Visit ScogginsFuneralHome.com or call 903-482-5225.
This is Coach Jim Fry, former Bulldog head coach and athletic director. Connie and I still love the Dogs and ask that you show your support by joining the Howe Athletic Booster Club. Their mission is the same today as it was in the 80s. They supported all Howe athletes, girls and boys, middle school and high school. From the alumni to the current fans and parents, we ask you to back the Dogs and to become a member today.
This is Coach Jay. Visit Howe Athletic Booster Club on Facebook. Bulldog pride never dies.
You're listening to the Ann's Realty Group post-game show.
All right, welcome back here, Bulldog Stadium here in Howe, Texas. I'm Justin White alongside Carson Grogan here on the Ann's Realty post-game show. Bulldogs lose tonight 59-14 to Pottsboro Cardinals. They go to 0-4 on the season and 0-1 in district. Money has gone down to the sideline. Get a picture with his center. Carson, let's talk about this one here a little bit. It started literally from the second play of the game. The Bulldogs found themselves down with the long run there by Major McBride, and it went downhill from there.
Yeah, Pottsboro's offense looks very good tonight, and it took them very little time to score. If I can read Mahi's handwriting here, 47 seconds, 43 seconds, 2:54, 1:04, and 1 minute to score touchdowns. Compared to Howe's 6 to 7 minute drives they usually take, that is lightning fast.
Yeah, and the Howe offense looked improved here in the second half, maybe against some of the second string there, but still made some improvements. Austin Haley has moved up the rankings, up the record books there. In second place in passing yards and third place of passing touchdowns. And Caroline's going to try to talk to Austin Haley here later on after they meet with Coach Jay. Right now, Coach Jay's at about the 35-yard line meeting with the players. Blizzard, do you have your stats yet?
Yeah, I'm ready to go.
Okay. Let's go ahead and go with Blake Burnett, our statistician. He's got some stats from tonight's game.
We'll start with Howe since they are the home team here tonight. Quarterback Austin Haley was 19 of 34 for 259 yards, 1 touchdown, and 4 interceptions on the night. Carson Daniels had a big fourth quarter for the Bulldogs, 26 carries for 133 yards and a touchdown. Antoine Rattler, 5 carries for 8 yards for Rattler. Huff had 2 catches for 16 yards. Ethan Lopez, 1 catch for 11. Caleb McNutt, 5 for 79 yards and a touchdown. Cooper Jones had 9 catches for 129 yards. And Colin Murphy had 1 catch for 30 yards tonight. The Bulldogs offensively, they could move the ball late, but they could not move the ball early in the game. I think it started off when Pottsboro put the backups in, and Howe was evenly matched there. Not a good sight for things to come in the future weeks when they play the teams of Winsboro, Mount Vernon, and Mineola, but we shall see when those get here. We'll go to the Pottsboro offense. Quarterback Jet Carroll was 6 of 8 passing for 86 yards and a touchdown. Backup quarterback Halen Flanagan was 2 of 6 for 81 yards and a touchdown. Carroll had 8 carries for 103 yards on the ground tonight. Major McBride, the running back for Pottsboro, had 10 carries for 192 yards. He averaged 19.2 yards a carry, and he had 5 touchdowns. So every other play he ran the ball, he scored tonight.
Wow.
Halen Flanagan had 4 carries for 21 yards. Pottsboro was led receiving by Reed Thompson. He had 4 catches for 69 yards and a touchdown. Jude Bentley, 1 catch for 75 yards and a touchdown. Jake Kubik, 2 for 12. And Carson Gibson, 1 for 11. On defense, Howe was led by Austin Haley with 7 tackles. Jaron Grisham added 2 sacks. And Luis Gonzalez had 4 tackles and some hustle plays. Caleb Moorman also had 4 tackles for Howe. Pottsboro was led by Cooper Townsley with 5 tackles. He also had 2 interceptions. Cole Bynum, 5 tackles and a sack. Dionis Morena had 2 tackles and an interception. Jake Kubik had 6 tackles and a pick 6. And Big Bailey May, who did not play in the second half, I thought that was kind of odd, had 5 tackles and was very disruptive in the first half on that D-line for the Pottsboro Cardinals.
Hey, tell me again one more time on Daniels, what he ran for.
He had, let me 1 second.
Sorry.
26 carries for 133 yards and a touchdown.
Wow. And then Haley, what was his again?
19 of 34, 259, a touchdown, and 4 interceptions.
He had a hard time with the picks. What do you think that was tonight with Haley at the interceptions?
The pressure. Pottsboro's D-line was in his face all night, and he's never had that. Like, he's had pressure before, but he's never had that kind of pressure that fast. I think Pottsboro, and he got hit so many times tonight. I bet he was on his back 20 out of 34 passing attempts.
Yeah, especially that first half.
Yeah, especially the first half.
And it looks like Carolina is with Austin Haley, who broke 2 records tonight.
Yeah, guys. So, Austin, a couple of things I want to talk to you about tonight. But first, I don't know how else to say it, but I was over here on the sideline right next to you and just seeing you getting drilled. And really, my mom instinct set in. I was like, we got to get him. I'm freaking out. But I will say that I was looking down, and I heard someone say, "Let's go, O, let's go, O." And I look up, and it was you. What keeps you going? You are a clear leader of this team. What is it that keeps you going?
I'm a competitor. I hate to lose. And whenever I see everybody just getting down, I just don't like to lose in general. So whenever everyone's down, I just try. I try to bring them up. But here, I don't know. It's like we have to learn how to win. People just don't, we just don't know how to win and have the mentality of winning.
I just have to tell you, and I hope your parents hear it. There's something about you. You're very special, and you're a natural born leader. When most people who are in your situation would be down, you are so far from it. And there's so many times, I'm sorry, but there's so many times I was like, come on, please just come out, take a rest, and you wouldn't. You don't. So I just wanted to congratulate you. You're a great kid, a great player. I do want you to know that tonight you are now 3rd all-time in TD passes in Howe football and 2nd all-time in passing yards. What's that mean?
It's great. Honestly, it's great. But right now, I'm just focusing on winning. I'm really just trying to win. Going to this next week, then we play Winsboro, go and practice hard. That stuff's great, but at the end of the day, I want to see a W on the scoreboard. So.
Well, Austin, again, we can't say great things enough about you, and hard loss, but good luck. Good luck for the rest of the season, and we'll be watching. You're welcome. Good kid, man.
I tell you what,
that's a great kid.
You could tell he's a warrior just by. He was talking a while ago just about he's a competitor. He doesn't like losing, and he was up down there trying to get all the kids going, even though everybody was.
It's like I said, it was the second half, and I was looking down, and he's coming off defense. I'm literally, and I hear someone say, "Come on, oh, let's go," and it was him.
Wow.
He never I don't know. He's a very special kid.
He is a very special young man, and we knew that very early. I got the chance to coach him when he was in 6th grade, and I'm just a wing tee guy. That's all I knew growing up. So we ran a lot of buck sweeps and traps and all of that stuff. And when I got Haley, I figured out quickly, hey, we can do some different things with this kid. We went one back.
Open up the playbook, huh?
We did. We went one back with Carson Daniels at fullback and Cooper Jones and Ryan Huff as your receivers, and Haley slinging it out with Malin Walker at center. So they've done this before, a long time ago. They've been doing it for a long time, and they've gotten really, really good at it.
Caroline, do you have something else?
Yeah, one more thing about the kid that I have to tell y'all. I was trying to catch him. I couldn't. He went straight to his mom. First thing, had to go to mom.
How about that?
Well, we've done stats.
Oh, you've done stats?
Yeah.
Are we ready for highlights?
I think we're ready for highlights.
Okay.
And I'll let Jake come here.
Carson, you want to help us out on that? So what do we got in the second half? Are we doing touchdowns? Okay, just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Looks like 6. So we'll start at the beginning. Let's start at the top, shall we? So Pottsboro took the ball first. They won the coin toss, and for the first time, Howe started the game on defense. This is the very first time that's happened this season. And Pottsboro made a really good time out of it. They quickly marched down the field, went 2 plays, 45 yards, and it only took them 47 seconds to score, and it was a 41-yard run by Major McBride. And this is going to be a handoff to the near side. Looking out. And to the 30, first down run. Breaks another tackle to the 20, to the 10, to the 5, into the end zone as he waves his hand goodbye to Wesley Inge. And that was 7-0 after that touchdown run by Major McBride. Howe took the ball at their own 10-yard line with 11:13 left to go in the first. Started a pretty good drive, and matter of fact, went 9 plays on the drive all the way to the Pottsboro 24, but turned it over on downs, couldn't punch it in. And I really think that was a big, huge turning point in this football game. I know it sounds crazy being that early in the football game, but if Howe could have gotten points there, I think they would have felt a lot better about themselves throughout this game. However, Pottsboro got the ball at the 6:10 mark at their own 35-yard line. And 2 plays later and 65 yards later, it was McBride for his second touchdown of the night. We'll get the carry over right tackle here, and he escapes another defender and a missed tackle and another missed tackle, and here goes McBride down the sideline for a touchdown. And that one, his second of the night, made it 14-0 with 5:27 left to go in the first. Howe took it at their own 10-yard line after another botched kick return. They had problems with that all night long. It would bounce off their chest, and they'd have to go pick it up. But Haley, let's just say he had 4 interceptions tonight. A lot of pressure coming from Pottsboro. And the first one was not a good one. It was picked off by Kubik. Haley will drop back to pass, throws across the middle, and it's picked off at the 30-yard line, coming near side. Look out, Jet Carroll to the 10, to the 5. That's not Carroll, that's Kubik. Touch. And that made it 21-0 with 4:41 left to go in the quarter number 1. And it was a rough start for Howe. They took the ball at their own 25-yard line. And again, Haley was picked off, this time by Cooper Townsley. And that gave Pottsboro the ball at the 39-yard line in Howe territory. They only needed 39 to score. They did it on 5 plays, and it was the 3rd touchdown by McBride, the 3. And this is going to be Carroll handed to McBride, trying to get across, and he's in. Touchdown, Pottsboro. 28-0 at that point with 1:46 left to go in the first. Howe took it at their own 26-yard line, went into the second quarter, went 7 plays but had to punt. Pottsboro took it back at the 8:24 mark in the second from their own 18-yard line. They drove 2 plays only to score the 82 yards, and it was a 76-yard touchdown from Flanagan to Bentley. And Flanagan, a high snap, pumps left, throws deep ball left, looking for Warman, and over his head, Bentley caught it. He's off to the races. Kiss him goodbye. 10-5, Bentley on the touchdown. 35-0 at that point. with 7:28 remaining in quarter number 2. Howe took it at their own 20-yard line with 7:22 left to go in the second quarter. They drove down again, making plays, 8 plays on the drive, but again had to punt. And Pottsboro took it with 3:15 left to go before the half at their own 26-yard line, and it took them 3 plays to score. They covered 74 yards, and it was 21 of it came on the final play, which was a Carroll to Thompson touchdown pass. He'll throw it deep down the field, looking for the end zone, and it's caught about 8 yards deep in the end zone. And that was, again, Carroll to Thompson. That made it 42-0. It took a minute off the clock for them to score. They gave it back to Howe with 2:15 left to go. Howe again drove 8 plays, 7 plays, but it ended on an interception by Townsley. So 1, 2, 3 interceptions at the half. My goodness, Haley was under pressure all night long. So we can move on to the second half. It's 42-0, and Howe took it on their first possession. Nothing really happened. They went backwards, actually, and had to punt. Pottsboro took it at the 10:55 mark from the Howe 47-yard line. They drove 10 plays, 22 yards, took 3 minutes and 50 seconds off the clock, and it capped off with they capped it by a 35-yard field goal from Deanna Marina for a 35-yard field goal attempt from the right hash. High snap brought down on the tee, plenty of leg, way up high, and that one is good. It would have been good from 45, maybe 50. Deanna Marina with the 35-yard field goal made it 45-0 with 7:17 left to go in the third. Howe took it at the 7:17 mark at their own 25-yard line, drove down about 7 plays, and again it was picked off by Marina, his 4th interception of the night for Austin Haley. Pottsboro took it from their own 12-yard line, and they drove 5 plays, 88 yards, and took a $1:56 off the clock and scored on a 9-yard touchdown by McBride. And this is Carroll and McBride. They fumble it, but McBride ends up with it, and he ends up in the end zone. A 9-yard touchdown for McBride, and that was his 4th of the evening. And it made it 52-0 at that point with 2:44 left to go in the third. Howe's next possession ended on a punt. Pottsboro's next possession ended on a punt. Howe took it at their own 18-yard line and drove 4 plays, 82 yards, finally got on the board. They took 2 minutes and 3 seconds off the clock to do so, and it was a 58-yard run by Carson Daniels. Haley waits for McNutt to get set, and then hands off to Daniels along the right side. He's got a big hole. Look out, 40, 35-30. Gets a good block from Huff on the edge, and Daniels is gone. Kiss him goodbye. Carson Daniels. 58 yards. It's touchdown time in Texas. So Daniels with a great run there made it 52-7 with 9:26 left to go in the fourth. Pottsboro took it at their own 47-yard line, and they answered quickly right back on the very first play. Is going to hand off up the middle, and that's a big lane up the middle, and that's going to be a score right back at you. McBride, his 5th touchdown of the night. This one, that was one play, 53 yards, 20 seconds off the clock, made it 59-7, our score, 9:06 left to go in the game. Howe again on the move. This time they're starting to score a little bit. All the way from the 34 down to the 25, a 66-yard drive. Took 9 plays to do it. Ended on a 25-yard touchdown pass from Haley to McNutt. Thereabouts, Haley drops back 3 steps, looks left side, pumps, going for the end zone. McNutt all alone into the end zone. It's touchdown time in Texas. And with that throw, Austin Haley becomes 2nd all-time in passing yards. Move over, Jay Skipworth. Austin Haley is now number 2. And that capped off that 9-play, 66-yard drive. Haley also on that play moved ahead of Rick Haining in career touchdown passes. He now has 25. Haining had 24. Only Skipworth and Chase Fountain ahead of him in that category. Pottsboro took the ball in their final possession and had to punt. And Howe could have put points on the board on the very last possession.
drove from the 47-yard line all the way down to the 5, but Bryce Crosby fumbled, and the Cardinals recovered it in the air and were taken to the ground, so that ended Howe's drive. Howe could have had 21 on the board, but weren't able to finish off that drive either, and that's kind of how a lot of drives happen tonight. So we're going to wrap this one up. We thank Jake Roberts for the highlights there. He does an outstanding job. We're going to be traveling next week. We're going a long way, so we expect all of you to be listening next week. We're headed to Winnsboro, but, hey, make the trip. If you can make the trip, go. I know it's a long drive, but, hey, these kids need you. But if you can't, we always invite you to listen, and we love you to do so. For everyone who's been a part of this one, including Justin White, we mentioned Jake Roberts, Blake Burnett, our statistician, Caroline Slauson, our sideline extraordinaire, and Carson Grogan, our engineer. And next week we'll have Fuzzy with us, Jason Smith. For everyone who's been a part of this one, I'm Monty Walker. 59-14, Pottsboro wins tonight at Bulldog Stadium. We won't be here for a while, but we'll be in Winnsboro next week.